fuck? So I don't know what a dogger is. What is a dogger exactly? Obviously, the gobbler is pretty obvious, but what's a dogger? No Green Rocks. What is that one?
We're teaching him English slang. Commodore, why don't you Google it real quick? Do me a favor.
Well, so apparently Green Rocks knows his gay sex slang extremely well, and he is very well attuned English to these things. We're not going to ask why.
Monkey Dust.
I don't even know what that is. It sounds like some gay porn parody. What the hell are you doing, Rox?
Anime or animated.
Look, I know you live in Colorado. What are those liberals doing to you? Or blink twice if you're under duress. Okay.
Wait, hold on. We need
I'm blinking. God damn it, somebody.
We need to start off just right with our dad joke because last week we did a dad joke.
That's true. We missed a dad. You got one, Shags?
Yes, I do.
All right, let's hear this. Let's go. I got buttons ready for it and everything.
Yep. I was talking to my son, and he told me that he didn't understand cloning. And I told him that makes two of us.
Uh-oh. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Woo!
I still think that's one of my better dad jokes. In chat, you could tell me if I'm right or wrong. Anyways, welcome back. It's Wednesday. It's Hump Day, and we're back with the Midweek Hump for episode 105. We're just cruising right along into the hundreds, and we are joined today by someone that I'm so glad at last minute she decided to grace us with her presence. Jess, aka MoxieDame. How are you?
I'm doing well. Doing all right. How are you?
Not bad. You are just a lady of many faces. I feel like you are just all over the place. So Jess is your name, but you're MoxieDame. You also have a channel, Six Sad World. Give us a quick. Who are you? Like, tell people who you are and like what have you been up to?
I am the MoxieDame, formerly known as Waifu Kron, and that's how I started meeting a lot of people, was under that moniker. And then I took a little bit of a break, and then I was like, try something different. And what's funny about the MoxieDame relaunch or rebrand or whatever, I'm actually putting out content that I originally intended to put out versus the weekly shit show podcast or type of content that I was doing, which I had a lot of fun doing, to be fair. But no, I like talking to people. I like interviewing people. So I've had musicians on. I've been kind of adopted into some of the LawTube community. I was a mod for a while, and so you'll see me on some of their streams every now and then. But yeah, I'm kind of all over the place. It's like it's a variety show type of channel, it's whatever I feel like that week. But I did just create the Six Sad World channel to focus solely on like true crime and adjacent, and I did just put out a video on the Zachariah Anderson case about a week or so ago. So I've got stuff going on in the background, so I'm trying to be more regular with my uploads lately, and
Who was that lady? I've been seeing it all over TikTok. That pastor's wife. That was she just
self-deleted.
Yeah, she just self-deleted, and like they got the whole. There's people thinking that he did it, and then all of a sudden it came out like the 911 call came out, and she was all calm, and she's like, just tell my family where I am. I don't really know her, but like triangulate my phone, and they have like footage of her like all along the way, like buying her like, pew pew and all that, and
going to the pawn shop, and she's all smiles. It's bizarre, but apparently she, from what everyone has been saying, she was in an abusive marriage, and he was going out on her and stuff, and I guess she figured it was, too much to fight it.
That's horrible.
It was her only choice. So, but there was a whole lot of talk about he did it, and they're gonna find out that he was the one responsible. But yeah, like you said, there was video footage of like that entire morning, her leaving the home to the shop, and the dispatch call. And some people were being kind of shitty about the dispatcher. And I used to be a police dispatcher once upon a time.
Yep.
And it's a little tricky because people are like, why isn't she more upset or like treating it more of an urgent type of call. She sounds very passé about it, and just kind of like that. And it's like, you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be heightened emotionally. You're not supposed to, that triggers people. I mean, sure, in hindsight, you can critique a phone call, especially if it's in your field or,
Right.
area that you've worked in. And like, what would you have done better? I've listened to my own calls in the past, and it's like, yeah, I could have, I should have asked this first. I should have done that, whatever. But yeah, there were a lot of people shitting on her in the comments on the videos that I saw. And I was like, I think that's a little unfair, but.
That's right. I mean, yeah. And the thing is like it sounded to me like she was sort of matching her energy in that moment. Like she was calm and she didn't want to exacerbate that situation. And my mom was a dispatcher for a few years before she got into the state police. So like familiar with the whole thing. And it's, no, I thought she did fine. Like there's certain instances where I think urgency is a thing. So you have to, be on top of, the situation, especially if like life threatening, but in a different way, like in the immediate moment, but I think she did everything she could to try and keep with her. But yeah, that was a wild story. And I'm sure there's so much more to that. I mean, being in a relationship and then driving someone to that point is like some serious mental, anguish and a mental abuse. So heart goes out to her family.
There were clips of him like during services, like bagging on his wife or talking about like what kind of wife he wanted. And it's like, you're a well-known pastor in this community and you're shitting all over your wife right now. It's like, insult to injury, right? Pretty crappy. Well,
enough serious talk. Let's get back to the dumb shit. Now, thanks for joining us, Jess. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Seeing some of this cool stuff pop out on that channel and all your other stuff. Because I was watching, what was it the other night? You were on Good Logic and a little bit. So
that was so hilarious. But I don't know if you know Potentially Criminal Sean. He was reading Stormy Daniels' part, and he just kept making it all very like seductive sounding, and it's like, but like as in the way that Cartman from South Park would deliver it.
Yeah.
So I was cracking
awesome.
up because I was the DA. I was reading the DA's lines, and so he would be responding, and so like every time he'd be like, "Yes," like y'all, you're throwing me off, but it's great. So that was a lot of fun.
That's funny. Nogreenrocks. You've been busy, man. What are you up to, bro?
I have. The other week I dropped that the meetup video, which has been doing pretty well. So if you guys have not seen that, go check it out on the Legion of Gamers YouTube channel. Appreciate it. You guys absolutely rock. I have some things that I can't really talk about just yet till they're sorted out. But I see some really cool things coming along the way, so which is awesome. I'm glad to be here. Jess, it's always nice hanging out with you.
Pleasure to see you again. Oh, wait, are you talking to this one?
I'm talking to the other one, Nerd.
Oh.
But yeah, I'm happy to be here. I'll go check out the Gronking video. Extra Zero actually edited it, so go check it out. Support him. He's doing some great work, and hopefully we'll see more from him. I know it's my kind of thing, but have fun, Extra Zero. I want you to kick ass.
Yeah. Jesse, the other Jess, what's going on, dude? How you been?
Pretty good. Got my new YouTube channel monetized last week.
Sick.
Got all my memberships and all of that stuff set up today and approved. So we're doing our first live stream over there tomorrow morning for monetization and for my birthday. It'll be a combo birthday stream and our first monetized stream over there on the new YouTube channel. So we'll be doing that tomorrow. So I'm super excited about that. I bought a big old jar of gummies and I'm going to do what I can to not fall out of my chair during the however long that stream tomorrow lasts. It always depends on how much money everybody helps me raise because we're trying to move. We got to move at the end of the month and we're still trying to raise money for all of that. So come hang out on the stream tomorrow. All of that stuff will be ready to go and we'll have the direct donation links going as well. And yeah, it should be a good time. I have no idea what's going to happen. I have no idea who's going to show up. We'll see what happens. I've got a lot of maybes and a lot of, hey, remind me day of so I don't forget. Culture Casino. And
Shout out to Culture Casino.
So hopefully it should end up being a good time tomorrow. So we'll see what happens.
And that's till tomorrow afternoon. How long is the stream?
I have no idea yet. We're not doing another 24-hour stream. That's not going to happen. But we will probably do. Oh, I've done several of those. But we won't. I don't know. We'll probably see how long we go because normally the show only lasts until 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But I figure we can probably go to 6 or 8 or something like that.
Drop me a link. I'll join. Yeah. I'll hop in.
Oh, I will. Yeah. Everybody in this panel is invited. Hell, I'll even throw Jess a link and see what happens. So we can never have enough gender representation on my channel. That's I've always been a firm believer of all that kind of thing. So yeah, should be a good time. So yeah, other than that, I'm here. It's my birthday evening, so I'm chilling.
Is it today is your birthday?
No, tomorrow is my birthday. Today's my birthday Eve. Yeah, so it's Hallows Eve. Yeah, tomorrow's Hallows Day.
Well, happy birthday, motherfucker.
Thanks, bitch.
How young are you?
I always have to do the math. It's an even year this year, so I'll be 38.
Just add 1 to what you are now, and that's how old you are.
Well, I don't. That's because I always forget. I don't ever keep track. I don't it's once you pass 30, it's who really fucking cares? Until I hit AARP age, it doesn't really fucking matter.
That's why we get girlfriends and wives, so they remember, so we don't.
Yeah, exactly. I have to do the math. I'm I don't give a shit. Everybody's always every time I tell somebody my age, they're like, oh my God. I'm like, yeah, I know. It's so what the fuck ever. I don't care.
Okay, what year were you born?
86.
Okay, so you're going to be 38.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Did you? I thought you said
No.
Yeah, I guess I was just laughing at you in my head about how you needed to take time to add.
Those AARP assholes started sending me emails when I turned 35. So,
dude, no bullshit. Yeah, I got a couple of those things in the mail, and I'm like, you guys realize you're about 30 years too soon, right?
It depends. If you got the shot, who knows?
Oh, true.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay, so you said that about turning 30, it doesn't matter anymore until you're turning 40. The year you're turning 40, it's holy shnikes. Then it's oh, what happened to my 30s?
Yeah.
Yeah, but with chicks, it's always a way bigger deal than it is with guys too. Most of the time, with guys, it's just it depending on the kind of, as long as you're not living an extremely hard life, it's guys, it's we get a few extra gray hairs. You know what I mean? It takes a little longer to pee, but other than that, nothing much really changes. You know what I mean?
Yourself. I've been drinking one of these a day, basically.
Oh, dude. No. Yeah, I cannot tell you how many times I refill this fucking thing in a day. It is nothing but water. That's why I pee every hour.
Shags, if you're talking about pee, look in the private chat. This man stinks.
Oh my God!
What the fuck kind of nasty?
Wait, Jess, are you have you cleared 40 or are you not? You're not.
August.
Really?
August
okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Never would have guessed that.
Keep that youthful look for as long as you can.
Stay out of the sun. It helps.
Yeah.
I can't do sun. I freckle and I burn. So.
Dude, my wife straight blisters every fucking time, and she hates suntan lotion, so we have to get her the really big fucking hats because we literally live on the Gulf of Mexico, right? So we have to get her the really big hats to keep that shit off her shoulders and stuff. It's gnarly.
At least she'll fit in.
Oh man.
Yeah, I always say that I'm depending on the 19% of Korean I found out that I am to carry me through. Asian don't raise them.
South or north?
Oh, that's true. Now, the problem with that though is
South.
It'll hit you overnight all at once. Okay,
Hey,
I've
but
had
it'll be
several
100.
Korean. No, it might happen at 40. It might happen at 50. It might happen at 53 and a half.
Shut your
What'll
mouth.
happen is you'll just wake up one morning and it'll all have just hit you all at once. That's what happened to my aunt. That's what happened to my fucking Korean grandma. That's what happened to all. It just was just all at once. It was
Thank you. Thank you. Something to look forward to.
I'm here to bring optimism and joy to the world. Here you go. There you go. There you go.
Well, I turned 39 in 3 weeks, so I'm
nice.
gonna be coasting that last year of my 30s. It's gonna be fun. My wife turns 40 on July 1st, so that'll be a fun rite of passage there.
Yeah, see, mine's 4 years behind me. I was smart on that part. 8. Actually, no, wait, she's farther than that.
Oh man, I like the older women.
6 years. 6 years. Yeah, but my
will
goal was a
no
bunch
comment.
more kids. That gets older. That gets harder
fair.
the older we all get.
That's fair.
Plus, she found me anyway, so that wasn't my fault.
Hey, boobies are boobies, man.
Nah,
They are not all equal.
They are not all.
that is
equal.
true.
That is
That is
They all
very
come
true.
in many forms. That's for sure.
And not all things we want to see.
They'll even come through a Stargate.
I was thinking about some the other
York
day. It was.
chick. You didn't see the New York chick where she lifted up her shirt? That
Oh,
little
yeah.
circle thing?
They
Yep.
shut down the portal.
Oh, I heard about that, right? Because my wife was like, "What is that?" There's a portal. They shut down a portal to Dublin in New York. I was like, "Well, it's probably some video portal." She's like, "They said they shut it down for inappropriate things," and I told her, I was like, "I guarantee you, people were flashing that thing." And
What-
turns out, I was
What's
right.
the delay on it? Is what I want to know. Like, what's the latency?
What's the delay between the United Kingdom and here? It's
What's the ping?
instantaneous.
There's an old man in Ireland. You see his eyes like widen.
Well, because
His
like
wife
when I
is
was
standing next to him.
when I saw it, I was like,
That's
I see. It didn't look like anyone was doing anything. You know, they were all just like waiting for something to happen.
No reaction.
So I don't know, but they were bouncing, man. She had good.
Good form. Good
I don't even know.
form.
Yeah, good form.
Buoyancy. The buoyancy.
Buoyancy is how they float, though. It's not
true.
really, There's got what's the word?
Elasticity. I don't know.
Elasticity, maybe. Yeah, that could be.
I'm stretching here.
You should know. I mean, I don't have those, so I could get them.
Good.
Shags. Apparently, it's acceptable now. Like men are encouraged to get them. Apparently.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, oh God, let's not get started. Remember, do you guys remember in like the early 2000s, maybe it was like the late 90s, when that guy kind of like did it on like a dare or whatever, and like it was like this big news story for a while, right? Like you remember that? Yeah, and it was like such a gag. Like everybody got like this big kick out of it, and now it's like, oh yeah, no, Tony just did that like 3 weeks ago, man. Yeah, it's Tina now. What the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
Wasn't that what happened on South Park too? Cartman, he got a boob job.
Oh, I don't remember.
You remember
I
that
haven't
one?
I haven't kept up with South
That's an
Park since
older
like the anal. Well, yeah, since like the anal probe days.
Oh,
Well, I think
there's that.
like the whole Mr. Garrison thing becoming Mrs. Garrison, I think was that was like before this whole progressive movement. So they were like ahead of the curve on that whole thing and how he was like, it's so weird. We live in such a weird world.
Well, it's like Russell T. Davies said. It's all queer now. It's all a queer agenda. It's all queer. That's all he's going to do now. So that's where we're at.
Sheepsidian is off tonight. He had a doctor's appointment and he is just feeling a bit under the weather. Mr. Grant Gregory will be here a bit later. So
he must have got one of the guys with the big knuckles.
Whoa!
Usually got to pay extra for that. Can you give me Tony, please? I really like when he gets past his ring.
He was such a great linebacker at the college.
Oh man. And guys, if you,
I agreed to show up to this shit show.
Yeah. Welcome again to the show. If you guys are not subscribed to my channel, make sure you do so. We also, more importantly, have the Midweek Hump channel that is now open. And we encourage all of you to subscribe over there as we're trying to make our way towards 500 subs and, of course, 1,000 subs. So make sure you subscribe on that channel so we can get growing over there. Just in case we ever get smashed over here on this channel and everything goes away. I hope that never happens, but you just never know. With some of the conversations I have and even some of the stuff we say here sometimes can be a bit questionable. So make sure you head over there, subscribe to our new channel at the Midweek Hump. And I got some great interviews coming up on Ready, Set, Shag. There's some really cool one-on-ones that I'll be doing Mondays and Thursdays. And yeah, I'm just trying to keep busy and also at the same time not work myself to death between my real job and YouTube. So but finally, I've got
doing more of the debate streams too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I started doing some more of the TikTok debate streams, which have they've been fruitful.
I love you, Shags. But every time I see it on, it's like I'm not fucking touching that. That's like brain cancer. How do you do it?
Well, it's funny because I was laughing at myself because I lost my cool this past time. Jess was probably watching at this point, but like it was basically 7 or 8 on 1. And I did really well for probably
normally have to
25 minutes. And then one of the people on there was just this white trash, like what I swear, like you could just picture like sitting there in her moo like, nah, like a couple teeth missing. And I lost my shit and was just like barking at her for no reason. And they kicked me, but those actually been doing pretty well. Like people like to watch it. It's like a car wreck. You can't really look away. So those have been kind of coming back because I really like engaging in people that I don't agree with. So thank you guys for watching those. I know they're painful.
They are painful, but it's when I'm doing other stuff throughout the day and I'm like, so I'm not like actively in the chat, but there's so much like bullshit happening. I'm like, wait, I can't do this on my phone. I need to find my laptop because I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Wait, researching this stuff and like copy paste there.
Yep.
It gets me so mad.
Well, even my brother, he called me. Oh man, we were just talking about. Oh no, he didn't call me. I had called him about something, and I was asking him questions about my lawn. He's a landscaper. He runs landscaping crews, and at the end of the whole conversation, he's like, "Dude, I was watching that last fucking TikTok debate, and I was sitting at my desk, and I picked up the little holder that my phone was on, and I threw it across the room because I was so angry at what was being said." And I was like, "I'm sorry. I'll buy you a new one if you need." He's like, "No." He's like,
"That's a good brother."
Yeah, no, but yeah, for the same reason, it's like you hear what people are saying, and it's just insanity. The problem with those is they're not real debates. They're people who want to like talk at someone else. And the truth is they don't want to hear an opinion that goes against what they're saying. They can't process it. They don't know how to process them. And
they kick you.
I mean, I see it all the time because I listen in on those quite a bit when I'm driving around for work. And they usually do, especially, I think that one we were listening to at the end, I don't know if you stayed all the way, but there was one we were listening to at the end who was just kicking people because,
Oh, was it the wage gap?
Oh, yeah.
Chick?
Yeah.
Oh, she was awful.
Yep. So, yeah, it's pretty wild. But thank you guys for watching those. Those are fun, but there'll be more of them. And I'm trying to break up the individual actual debates that I do into smaller clips so people don't have to go back and watch. If I can actually find those like short moments, I'll be honest, I can be lazy when it comes to this content thing because I don't have a lot of time. So what I generally do is just clip out the whole debate and then post that.
Shags, do you allow other people to watch those streams and clip them?
Oh yeah, people can.
Like you won't copyright strike them or anything.
No. Yeah, clip if people find stuff, clip whatever you want. I don't care.
Okay, so if you want to have fun or edit or whatever, practice with some of Shag's work, and it would definitely help Shags out, and it would also increase your skills. So think of that as practice.
Yes, thank you, sir. But yeah, no, it's been fun. Lots of cool stuff, lots of talks, and then just chilling on Wednesday nights with you fine people. I love it. Sheep, I hope you feel better, brother. Amarada, I see you in chat. It's very good to see you as always.
I can't wait to see that smile on your face, Sheep.
What's been going on with the world in general? Nogreenrocks, you shared.
Yeah, I just I wanted to help you out, so I just took from the stuff I had. Some of it is trending, some of it is not. It's totally up to you. It's what you want to use. But that P1.
Yeah, what is this? Jesse, you want to pull that up? The job?
I don't think he does.
No, the P1. Can we do the serial killer one instead?
Yeah, that's never my neck of the woods.
Endorsement, that's a good one. Where's this man stinks?
Yeah, that one. Yep, the final boss of esoteric health influencers.
What the actual?
And if you guys are not following Oompaville on YouTube or Twitter, I highly recommend it. He does.
Look, all I got to say is remember, I'm doing a birthday stream tomorrow at 11 a.m. where you can get me as stoned as possible to hopefully make memories like what we're about to see get purged from my mind forever. Please come help a poor working YouTuber.
A full warning, I did not watch the whole video because I was like, I can't do this. But
let's watch the whole thing. It's only 28 seconds. We can stomach it for that long.
Oh, yeah. The final boss of esoteric health influence. This is aged urine. What the actual?
Oof.
This is aged urine. This is about 6 months. It's got that nice brown tint to it. And then of course, gnarly. Smells like ammonia. The research I've shown is good for your gut biome. So of course you can drink a little bit and see what happens.
Oh, bro!
The way I like to use it ultimately topically. So you put a little bit in your hand there, just rub it on your skin.
Oh,
This is aged urine.
Oh,
I've seen another video of a dude who puts his own product on his skin. He's like, no, the scent dissipates and you can't smell. And like has the host like sniff his face. And I'm like, I'm not buying it.
No, ammonia doesn't just go away. Ammonia if anyone has ever had like a dog, a female dog, it that shit sticks.
Yeah.
I am sorry, Chad. Please forgive me, but that was nasty, bro.
Yeah. It can't be real. Like that's the kind of stuff I think like that's the problem with the internet, right? Is that
like are doing it?
What's that?
How many people do you think are doing it now that they saw it?
Oh, I would say thousands of people are doing it because that one guy who looks like he's like kind of in shape.
Like a guru kind of looking guy.
Yeah. It could no, and that's the thing, is like that's the problem with the internet right now, is like we live in a place where as long as you look kind of legit enough, you're in shape enough, and you say some insane shit, like people will believe you.
That's why I'm not in shape, guys.
He's an honest face.
Right. Glad I'm not on today. Yeah.
I'm gonna call out sick right now.
Right. Oh boy. No, those. Yeah, I don't know how. Well, there's plenty of those like health gurus that will just I've seen a couple accounts. There's that one guy, I don't even know his name, but he reminds me, he's like the Gary V of health advice right now. He's all over the place. But he's been called out many times. There's like accounts on TikTok that will like be like, this guy is full of shit. Like he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's giving you bad advice. Or it's like it's it's like misinterpreted data. I can't think of the guy's name, and I wouldn't even know what to search for, honestly. But he's one of those guys. He speaks really well. He's charismatic. He's in shape, and he gets up on stage and he just talks. So why wouldn't I believe this guy who's, is full of confidence and he speaks well? He's not saying ums and ahs and tripping over his words. But
got the Riz, as the kids say these days.
Yeah, the Riz?
The Riz. Dude, that's something from like the 1920s. They're bringing it back.
I hate it. What does it mean though? The Riz?
Charisma. They just say Riz.
Yeah.
It's very
you got
clever.
You get the jazz, man.
Riz is because he's married.
Yeah, I know.
You got the funk. You got the funk, man.
That Riz, bro. You got that all out your system.
Well, apparently Sigma's a thing. People are calling each other Sigmas. Is that's a new term that people are using?
That's
no, not Schmegmas. They're calling them Sigmas.
Oh no.
What does it mean?
Nasty.
What does Sigma mean? Like I don't.
These kids and their fancy new terms. It's weird and it's strange. And get off my lawn.
Here, there's a Reddit post. What does Sigma mean in middle school slang?
What the fuck, middle school?
Jordan Peterson, Andrew Tate, right-wing machismo bullshit. Laugh in their face and tell them to can it or get written up. That's the post on Reddit. That's funny.
That doesn't explain shit.
Oh, I'm still confused.
Yep.
The ghoul from Fallout has Riz, according to Down Bad Women. Dude, I've heard people are thirsting over over Walton Goggins' character. Like, not Walton Goggins.
Okay, Walter Goggins it's Walter Goggins, man.
No, not him, not the actor.
But the ghoul itself.
The ghoul, like the character with no nose and like burn
Pink
face.
Skin.
Walter Goggins, I saw him on Justified, like the first time I ever saw him, and I was like, bro, this guy can fucking act. And everything that I've seen him in, whether it be comedy, drama, he just absolutely crushes the role.
Definitely drag.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't he in
Sons of Anarchy?
with
Sons of Anarchy?
Sons of Anarchy, dude. He played a tranny in Sons of Anarchy.
Of course he did, because he's a good fucking actor.
Dude, that shit was great, dude. He sold that. Oh my god, it was disturbingly how good he was at that. Oh, it was disturbing.
Yeah, it's Walton. I was gonna say something too. Thank you. Thank you,
yeah, Walton.
Not Walter. Walton.
Yeah, way better seeing him in a dress than what's his name? Willem Dafoe in Boondock Saints.
Bro, that was so good though.
Disturbing. No,
yeah.
Huge
but
fan,
I think that was
comparing
the
the two.
Yeah, true. But I feel like that was almost like the point of Willem Dafoe. That it was such a weird thing because he's such an ugly man, you know.
Very strange.
And then seeing him in that whole get up with the wig and the
you know what the worst part about that was? The guy he kissed in that scene, it was the actor's first ever on-screen kiss.
Yes, no. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched all the special features on that thing, like all the behind the scenes commentary and everything. Yeah, dude, that was hilarious.
Memorable.
Well, I mean, at least you could say it was with William Dafoe, if nothing else. At least it wasn't like some random dude in drag, you know.
It's true.
Even worse.
But,
I mean, at least it was
that's kind of a feather. Yeah, mostly. It's like that was the most confusing boner I ever had. It was William Dafoe, who I love as an actor, but at the same time, it's like, man, this was weird.
Okay, now I got to correct you, Jesse. Willem Dafoe.
William. Sorry.
Willem.
Willem.
No, Willem.
Sorry.
W-I-L-L-E-M.
Willem. That's what I said. Willem.
I don't want to hear anybody criticize my English from now on because nobody knows how to say fucking names.
Speak of your English, correct?
Yeah.
Bro, I was on Andreas's podcast and we were talking about a whole bunch of stuff, and I kept forgetting English words for things. I was so fucking embarrassed, dude. It is so. How many languages do you speak, Jack?
One, kind of.
Whoa. One kind of.
Mostly.
I got
one with like three. I got like one with like three sub dialects, depending on what section of the country I'm in.
Spanish.
I mean, un poquito, like enough to get by.
Yeah, I do know.
I don't think in
Spanish.
Spanish. No, I'm talking about different dialects of English.
I speak redneck. I speak.
I'm like, I can do youper, I can do a and o, and then like I can hang out with my redneck friends. I can hang out in the hood.
Wisconsin.
I'll do I spent 2 summers up there with my mother, and she spent 5 years up in there, and that woman still says ocean and house funny.
My favorite is pigeon. Still, it is.
Oh my gosh!
Easily the best. Like, I don't even know if it's like I guess it's its own language. Like, pigeon is actually, there's different kinds of pigeon, like around the world, because pigeon I think is just like is essentially the blending of two languages together. So it's pretty wild to listen to someone speak pigeon like fluently.
Isn't it that one that's out of Africa? Because like, or are you talking about the Hawaiian one? Because there's like
the
one
Hawaiian
in
one.
Africa.
That's what I'm familiar with.
Okay, because there's one in Africa that's a mix between English and whatever they speak, and like reading their newspapers, because it's like a BBC subsidy. Yeah. And like reading their newspapers is the funniest shit ever. Yeah. I'll have to see if I can find one, but it's like a mix between like Swahili and English or something. And so like the words are in the wrong place. English. Yeah, it's like the B instead of like the B being at the beginning of the sentence, it's like at the end of the sentence. It's really weird. It's funny. I don't have it on this computer saved anymore though. That was on the last computer.
There's a book out there called Pigeon to the Max that I recommend people check out if you can, because it has a lot of like English to pigeon phrases that are pretty funny. And if you can learn them, I don't know, it kind of makes your day-to-day a little bit more funny. I speak English in black.
She pops it. I speak Ebonics.
Speaky
That's
Phonics.
Phonics.
My favorite line in a movie, one of my favorite lines of any movie is in Airplane, where they're like, the two guys are talking, and then
they're speaking jive.
The old lady comes over and goes, excuse me, I speak jive.
Yeah, dude, that was
Shags, did you bring that up because you saw the clip on Twitter today?
No.
Apparently, there was the director of that movie in the script said that you, like, speak jive, but the older woman didn't know like what to speak, so she went to dinner with the two black guys and they improv the whole thing.
No way.
Yeah,
that's so awesome.
That's awesome. Great. Oh man, did you guys see that they're remaking The Naked Gun, but without
yeah, they're doing it with what's his face.
They need to stop.
Liam Neeson. They're trying to do it with Liam Neeson. And I don't think that's gonna.
Well,
why did they do that? Because what's his name? Leslie
Nielsen.
Yep.
And Liam Neeson. So they're like, oh, you know what? Let's just do it that way. It's like they just changed the name anagram wise, and like, you know what? Let's just get him.
Sounds like son of a bitch. I'm in.
No, we're not. We're not in at all. Those are classics. No,
leave them alone.
The Naked Gun series is like something that is just untouchable. You will never be able to have anybody be able to play that as straight as what Leslie Nielsen did. And it's just like, it's never gonna play. And like, people are like, well, Liam can be funny. I'm like, no, other people can be funny around Liam and he can play it straight laced. That is not what Leslie Nielsen did. That is not what he did at all. And so it's like he was outrageous, but he played it straight. It was just the things he said and did were outrageous. And yeah, I don't know. The best team of writers in the world, I don't think are going to be able to pull that one off. And they definitely don't have that in Hollywood anymore.
Well, Liam Neeson is always Liam Neeson. In
every role. Everything.
He's just the same. He's just Liam Neeson. He doesn't have to. We haven't
even
seen
in Batman
as much of a range. Yeah.
David Zucker, who's the creator of The Naked Gun, is actually excluded from the remake. And he actually made a post on Instagram, basically being like, "Oh, you know that franchise that earned Paramount almost $500 million. Yeah, I'm not a part of it. A part of their remake. So that's pretty fucked."
Yeah.
I don't know. I do think that the world right now needs a really good satire. I don't think we've gotten one in a long time.
Well, why don't you ask the Daily Wire and their Lady Ballers?
See, it's a missed opportunity. When you make movies just to counter something else, it doesn't come out right. A lot of potential in that movie, but it sucks. Yeah, I think I don't even know the last time we got like a really, really good satire is.
The Lampoon movies
Blood and
in
Honey.
the 90s.
Well, yeah,
Lampoon movies were
Van Wilder was really good.
Oh, bro, I saw Van Wilder. I was like, if this motherfucker does not play Deadpool, I'm going to be so pissed. I was saying that for fucking years. And then he became Deadpool.
Dude, I knew that when he was in Blade Trinity back in the 90s.
Yeah, dude.
Like
Somebody
that was the first time he played Deadpool was in Blade Trinity.
I went to the gym one time and they're like, okay, what kind of body you want? And I'm like, Ryan Reynolds played 3. Go.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Hell yeah. Oh, good shit. Good shit. Good shit.
I don't even want to put that up, Jess. What the fuck?
You don't have to. I just had to share.
What the fuck did she share? I'm trying to pay attention to all the chats. What the fuck?
What the fuck?
The gray is
I accidentally clicked it, make it bigger.
Matt doesn't stop talking about this movie. He loves this movie.
Sorry.
Oh, is that from a movie?
So you had to see it. No,
is that from a movie?
No. Okay, so my 600-pound life.
Oh, that's stupid reality
and like
television garbage.
Like, what the fuck?
That's a woman.
What?
It's lymphedema.
Oh, God.
But yeah. Anyway, the chat doesn't see it, so look.
First of all, Ryan Reynolds is always playing Ryan Reynolds, which happens to line up with Deadpool. No, but he was Van Wilder. Like Ryan Reynolds is Ryan Reynolds, but that character that he plays is like, I think the character of Van Wilder is like a heightened version of himself. And then everyone assumes it's Deadpool because that's where he became really, really famous. But like he solidified that role in Van Wilder, in my opinion.
Sure. I think he's what we've seen him excel in has been the similar type of character. But they're not trying to shoehorn him into other types of roles being that same character though. So I mean they've at least done it smart. I mean,
yes.
Yeah, he does what he's good at, and he's good at what he does. And there's nothing. I mean, we've seen characters and actors typecast for generations in Hollywood, and there's nothing wrong with that because some guys are really good at certain things. I mean, you'd never think Christopher Walken is absolutely hilarious at stand-up comedy and is an incredible tap dancer because he's got the look that just plays an incredible villain. So we always have him play a villain, you know.
Yep.
So, have you seen the
actually,
skit of him with
probably be good at Naked Gun. That would actually
probably. Have you seen the skit of him with the houseplants, putting googly eyes on all the houseplants?
No.
Oh God, no, I don't think
Look
I
at Christopher Walken the houseplants sometime. It's funny.
All right.
The joke goes a little long, but it's funny.
Okay. Yeah, poor Ryan. He's probably typecast forever the same way. I would like to. Well, he was in what's it called, the Amityville Horror, which was not a very good movie.
No, but I think he did a pretty good job in that one as far as like being like like the whole psychopathic dad, like watching him stare into the fire and just like continuously burn things. I was like, okay, he's doing a pretty good job as a psychopath. But overall, yeah, the movie compared to the originals was kind of trash.
Yeah. But I love the googly eyes bit. So good. I've never seen. I'll have to watch it at some point. There was this one got this Nogreenrocks. This McDonald's post got community noted.
Yeah, it did. But I mean, saying it's individuals deciding. Let me ask you a question. When you leave it to a corporation and you say individuals decide something, do individuals really decide something?
Well, that says it, but yeah, there are certain liberties that franchises can take, and I know this because I used to work for a smaller franchise. There are certain like when you sign a franchise agreement, there are certain things that have to remain the same, and then there are other things, especially regional decisions, that you can make regarding like food that you serve and all that. That's why, like in Hawaii, you can get haupia pies. Why you can get taro pies and like lobster rolls, or in Boston you get like lobster roll at McDonald's and stuff. Like it's different regionally. I think it's incredibly stupid that a McDonald's is going to stop offering free refills because the refills sodas cost 25 cents to fill, like in syrup.
If that.
Yeah.
Like that was one of the things that's why, like, everything I ever learned about the restaurant business, that was one of the biggest things everybody was talking about, was that's why you always give refills, because it literally costs you pennies per cup when you refill that thing. Like
that's why they fill it with ice too, is because it's less, because even the water essentially costs money. It's weird. Like if you're good at food costs, you'll factor in, the 8 ounces of water from your water bill. It's crazy. I know that because the owner of my restaurant did that. Tap water. It was insane.
That's how you make money, though.
It's true. It is true. It's very controllable costs. Sheep, I hope you feel better, man. Have a good night, dude. Sleep, rest, take your medicine.
You take the good medicine, my man. Have fun.
Just have horror blow up the donut for you. And just sit down on it. You'll be okay. You'll be able to get some rest that way, buddy. It'll be all right.
Down on it.
Try not to think about how big those knuckles were. You'll be all right. Don't worry.
So what about that old man? What was it? South America this week that got memed to hell? The gas station. New meaning of.
Oh yeah, We're not going to share it on YouTube.
Well, no,
because it is a very explicit video of a gentleman at a gas station pleasuring himself. On one hand, and the other hand is sticking the hose right up the back end. And everybody in the conservative circles were like sharing it, and everybody's like, "Please stop! I don't want to see this."
I just commented on it, and so other people saw it, and they're like, "I hate you. I hate you so
much." How are you so sexually deprived that is like, all right, we're going to the gas station?
I mean, that's when inflation really fucks you.
Oh man, you thought them gas prices were bad. At least you didn't have to take it up the ass. Holy shit!
You're taking it the pump.
Oh, that's a whole new. Yeah, that brings a whole new term to the pumping it action.
But you know what? You know what?
Self-service indeed.
If I was walking around with that giant thing, you know what? Maybe I'd give that a shot.
Oh no. Well, in some states, the attendant would have to do it for you. So
yeah, it's true.
Was that Jersey?
It's illegal to do it yourself.
New Jersey, no self-service, baby. You got to have the attendant take care of that one for you. All right.
True.
Ding ding.
I don't get paid enough for this shit.
You know what's wild?
This tip better be huge, motherfucker. Oh, it is, boy. Oh, it is.
So I grew up in Connecticut, so we pumped our gas my whole life. I went to school for a year in New Jersey. Met a lot of fun people, a lot of great people, but they have their gas pumped for them. So one day, I bring all my friends up to my house in Connecticut. Nobody knows how to pump gas. Nobody. They've been alive for 18, 19 years. No one knew how to pump gas.
To be fair, you can't learn unless somebody shows you. So I can understand that a little if that's how the state does it and they haven't really gone outside their own state. I can't really blame them.
But it's weird growing up in a state like California where everything says self-serve. And I'm like, what does that even mean? Because as far as I've been alive, we hadn't had attendants do it. Like back in Leave It to Beaver days, sure.
Right.
But that's something you see in the black and white shows of yesteryear. And so like I was like, why do they have these signs up still? Like they have the signs, but it's for the out-of-staters probably that come through.
Yep.
And I only understood that later.
I've seen like there was a town in Kansas, Paola, that still had one full service gas station left in there. And it was the guy, his dad owned it. And that's the way his dad always did it. And that's the way he was going to do it. And that's always the way they were. So yeah. And my mom was like, it's kind of cool to be able to find one every once in a while, because then like if you have to go to like a special event and you're wearing really nice clothes, you don't have to worry about getting out and like having the smell of gas, like get on your clothes and stuff like that.
Wait, so why are you getting gas on your clothes? There's no reason to get gas.
The fumes, homie, the fumes. Like I know some of y'all are into huffing that shit, but you people are freaks. Like, don't do that. It's bad for you. Okay?
Stick with the glue, guys. Stick with the glue.
Yeah, stick with the glue. It's much safer. Go to Elmer's. Don't go to that cheap Walmart Chinese made
get
shit.
The rubber glue, man. That was the best, dude.
This is not real.
In Connecticut, in Connecticut, you could choose if you wanted to be full service or self-service. So growing up, there was I think one or two full service gas stations. And then they were just kind of sprinkled like throughout the state, like depending on where you were. So if you were feeling like you didn't want to get out of your car, or if it was the winter time and you wanted some other asshole to come out and pump your gas, you went to that one. You go. So, but yeah, it was, I miss those days. Cause like I think all the full service ones now are shut down, or they just went to self-service. So
that's what I kind of miss about like the old days. It's like people's families ran these things, not big corporations. Like how many of you guys have been to like an old barbershop and this dude's been doing this for 50 years and you're the best haircut of your life, and he'll even give you a scotch? Yep. I mean, you won't find that in the chain places, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think people bring it back, please, people.
I haven't been to a place where they give you a scotch, but my dad went to the same barber from the time he was a CHP officer in the 70s. Through my teenage years, the guy actually was like near death by the time he retired. But every time you go in there, it's like walking through a time portal, because it's like you're transported into the 60s. Yep. All the same decor, same bazooka bubble gum that's hard as a rock. They try to give you. It's wild. They don't. That doesn't happen anymore.
Well, and there's a couple of places like there's kind of like that retro thing kind of coming back across all aspects, because there's a place here in town that's like that. This guy just got out of barber school. He wanted to open up his own place. He wanted to go old school. That's what he does. And he will literally he has beer in his fridge. He will give you a beer, and he's got his barber's license. He can shave you with a straight razor. He can do the whole nine, and he'll give you a freaking cigar. Like, it's wild. A buddy of mine's like, he's like, it only charges like $30. He's like, I always end up tipping the guy like an extra $20 or something because of the experience is worth it. And so it's cool to see that. Like, you see, like, we see that's one of the best parts about having access to the internet and all of these old shows and all of these kind of old traditions still getting preserved digitally in the media, because people are going back and seeing that kind of thing. And just like you said, it's like people miss that kind of thing, that nostalgia. You have that. And so there's the younger generation coming out going, yeah, let's bring that shit back. That stuff was cool. Yeah. And so, like, I think it's a positive sign. Things are swinging in the right direction.
Yeah, I hope so. It's just kind of incumbent on the people who I think experienced it to bring it back if they can, because it's a tall order to ask the younger generation to look back and be like, oh, you should put down the device and set up a chair in your house and bring, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to convince kids.
But I think it's our age bracket, right, that's bridging the gap between the old school, because we grew up with exposure to those things. Maybe not lived it fully, but we've seen it, we smelt it, we know what it feels like, right? So it's going to be dependent on us to, like, bring it to the next generation, or I mean our generation, bring it to the new ones who've never not had a phone in their hand or an iPad in front of them, and, like, they've always just had these very basic, cheap knockoff versions of whatever new pop thing is out. They didn't have the exposure to the quality of the older days,
Yeah.
So
them olden days.
The olden days. Well, okay. Well, for real perspective, back in like the 90s as a kid, I was watching that block party summer Nick at Night specials on Nickelodeon, right? They would run the old shows. Those shows, TV Land. Well, it was pre-TV Land, because TV Land had channel specifically for them, but before it would be like block party summers, and so you get like nights of just I Dream of Jeannie and I Love Lucy and like Munsters,
Leave It to Beaver and all
Leave
that,
It to Beaver, but then you think about it now, it's like watching that in the 90s, that was only 30 years before. Now 30 years is the 90s, like, to where we are now, like the perspective of how much things had progressed and changed in our lifetime in those first 30 years.
Yep.
From the 50s and 60s style to the 90s, and then from the 90s to now, it's just, I don't know.
It was
like the numbers and the mind.
Yeah, it was like an exponential shift of, like, history kind of went like this for a while, and then it has just like spiked. Like, the amount of change in, well, mainly technology, which has just made our life easier. But it's changed everything about how we live our life, I mean, really just starting with the whole, like, microprocessor, just totally, it turned life upside down. I was even listening to a podcast the other day about, like, literally, like, the invention of washing your hands. Like, that was a thing that had to be, like, the guy who came up with that
he died
he died in an insane asylum, and it wasn't until after the fact that he was, like, celebrated, because he saved tons of lives.
Listen, man, I don't know about that, because
no, it's true.
My family has been washing their hands before they eat meals for generations.
Germ theory. So what was happening was these guys were the doctors were working on cadavers, and then they would go and do obstetrics. So they would go and give,
No.
Yeah. So they didn't wash their hands in between. So they were finding,
there's none of this in the hospitals.
They would find that matter, like, in the woman, like, afterwards or whatever. And it's just wild that not in our lifetime, but in the span of 100 years, like, that's
a couple of 100 years.
Yeah,
that's not very long ago.
No. So, yeah, it's crazy. I think that was on a Joe Rogan podcast. I don't know which one. It may have been what the fuck was it? I think it was Gad Sad. You guys should watch that one, by the way. I tweeted about how great that one was.
With Joe?
Yeah, Joe and Gad Sad.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of it. I didn't see the whole thing, but Definitely.
Dude, Gad's good whenever he's on anything. Gad's freaking great.
Yeah,
it's funny. These guys are like, I would love to like be on shows with these guys, but their intellectual levels are just, in the stratosphere compared to some like.
Oh yeah, you'd sound like a blubbering imbecile. Like you'd sound like you had Down syndrome times like 3 compared to those guys. Like yeah. But like, oh, you just sit at the kid table, Rocks. It's so good.
He's real milk.
Every time I open my mouth, he just like rub my head, be like, "Oh, listen, look at this kid."
Here's your sippy cup. You're okay.
That's right.
Buddy.
Participation.
Hey, good job.
Have you guys been watching, or did you watch Baby Reindeer at all?
No,
but I saw all the Pierce Morgan stuff on that, and I was like, this is some crazy shit, dude.
I've watched 2 episodes, and it's equal parts hilarity and cringe. It's twisted, funny, cringy, really well written. I'm honestly surprised I haven't heard like the woke aspects of it. But there's a trans actor in it, so I'm surprised no one said anything about it. But it all fits the narrative pretty well from what I see so far. Totally caught me off guard though. I mean, everyone's been talking about how great it is. I think it's really good, really funny. So if you haven't, I think it's a good one to experience. Just because I think it's worth mentioning the good shit that's out there. There's a lot of good stuff that's starting to pop up, and with House of the Dragon around the corner, I'm super excited for that. And then, of course, there's going to be the content machine of Rings of Power. That's season 2. That's about to.
Dude. I was already having fun with that video today. Yeah,
I don't know how you guys do it. Just watching dog shit. I mean, I get it for like
dude,
content, but like,
well, the trailer was easy because the trailer was so bad and it already got ratioed into oblivion. Like with literally in less than 24 hours, that trailer got ratioed into oblivion. And so, yeah, it's fun to laugh at. It's fun to make fun of. It's fun to watch Bezos burn billions of dollars.
I'll watch this show a lot of times, not necessarily to. So when I watched season 1, I was doing what I could to like it as a fan of Tolkien. And I don't know if other people approached it that way, but I want to find something about a show I like, and it was very, very difficult, if not damn near impossible, to like anything about that show. Unfortunately, it just sucks because there's a couple moments where I was like, "Ooh, okay," and then I was like, "Nope, never mind." That feeling was very fleeting.
I mean, if you have to force yourself to find something to like,
yeah,
I mean, I get it because you don't always want to be like everything is crap all the time, 24/7. I do get trying to find the good in some things, but forcing yourself to do that doesn't necessarily mean it's a good thing.
Right.
So I went into the Rings of Power as a Tolkien fan. That's why I have a serious problem with all of it.
Oh, Devastator. Good point. Yeah, that's what I was kind of trying to get at. Is he said I'm okay with the woke shit in Baby Reindeer because of the connection with sexual trauma and how it causes people to utilize sex as a way to deal with the trauma. Yeah, the whole thing, like his experience with that person and what you're saying is it makes the story move forward. It wasn't like here's a trans person. We checked that box. So it was good. But like I said, I've only watched the first 2 episodes, and they've been good. They've been funny. The main actor is very dry, but he's his co-star, the woman, balances it out pretty well. But scary, man. She plays a very scary stalker. That's for sure. Jess, did you say you've seen it or you have not seen it?
I have not.
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen Rings of Power either. I just rely on like you people on the interwebs to watch it.
What do you mean, you people?
That's my line, you motherfucker. That's my line.
I can say that now because I'm white and I'm marginalized. So, what do you mean, you people? What's up, Garrett? Good to see you,
Who's
man.
they?
Hey.
My pronouns are.
Oh, no.
Master.
I don't know. Does Garrett just have a big can on his head, or do I come off loud?
No, you sound good.
No, we said at the
Smooth as butter.
beginning in behind stage that your mic was freaking fire.
See? That is a pretty nice mic you got there. Thank you, Garrett. Glad I finally got the power box in on Saturday.
Daddy Garrett.
Thanks. Oh, and it's funny too because it does work. It does work. I was screaming during some of my videos today, and it sounds great. It sounded great when I was editing it.
Daddy Garrett taking care of you. Oh.
Well, he got tired of playing. He got tired of playing Helldivers with me and having to blow out his ears every time.
It's like, for my sake, please.
No, it's completely self-serving, and I'm okay with that.
Jess, do you play video games?
Not any of the new stuff. I tried out Lost Ark not like a year or so ago, but I play City of Heroes still because I'm an old, and I love that game.
Really?
It came out in 05, so I'll do game streams here and there, but yeah,
I had that game on PC. That game was awesome. That's
they revived it.
The servers are still active for that thing?
Well, okay. So NCSoft pulled the plug in 2012, right?
Right.
Because they wanted to promote other games. The studio was bought out. So there was a secret little group of people that were maintaining a small server and like VIP private access for a long time. And then that code got leaked or whatever got leaked to other people. And so then people were just playing it by the thousands. And then in 2018 or something, it's totally self-funded. They put out their expenses on Discord within 2 days. It's completely self-funded by the players. And NCSoft just announced earlier this year that they've come to an agreement with them. Like they had the ability to sue this group for years.
Oh yeah, and shut them all down. Yeah,
and they just didn't want to.
That's cool.
But the games, they've expanded zones, they've added content and abilities and all kinds of stuff. So like any given day, you'll still see the servers at like yellow at least. So
that's really cool. Yeah,
awesome.
I thought that game's concept was so cool, being able to build your own hero with your powers and build out your skill tree. And yeah, I thought the concept was really cool. I just didn't have a lot of time to play.
Yeah, the customization is insane. For that. Just not just the character creator, and to be fair, it's like 2005 graphics, so
right?
It's not
obviously,
like super crispy, but the ability to change so much about each character, it's so fun for me because I'm a girl. I like doing the paper doll thing, so that's another silly thing I'll do on my channel here and there. I did Waffle House Avenger. That's probably my most popular video. I created Waffle House Avenger. So I'm gonna do Britney Spears next tomorrow, actually.
Is that like Powdered Toast Man?
She's gonna be a dual blade scrapper.
Nice.
Apropos. No, you don't remember the Waffle House Avenger from early last year? Wendy?
I don't. Nope.
There was a Waffle House worker, and she had like this blonde ponytail, and people threw it like a chair at her, and she like caught it, and like.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Well, speaking of games, the Nogreenrocks just reminded me of Assassin's Creed Shadows. So there's a bunch of stuff surrounding this game. The newest addition to the franchise. And so what Nogreenrocks had pointed out is that according to PlayStation Network, this game is going to be online play required, which is just that's frustrating, man. Like I don't want to be online all the time. It's nice to install a game and just be able to play offline. But everything's got to be online, and that sucks. Yeah, Powder Toast Man is the shit, by the way. But yeah, so the online play thing, I don't know how you guys feel about it, but
no, dude, I just want to sit back and enjoy the fucking game without having to connect to any. Like sometimes, I love all you guys, but sometimes I just want to play a game because I want to play a game and not stream, not interact with people. Just focus on the mission and take care of it.
I'd be interested to see what the reason is for it, but go ahead, Jesse. Sorry.
So they can monitor you. That's why. You know why. They want to be able to monitor everything you're doing inside of the game. They want to be able to check it. They want to be able to harvest all your data, because if you're online constantly, then they can tell how you're playing the game, how you're responding to certain levels, how you're responding to certain difficulties. Do you adjust the difficulty? Do you decrease the difficulty? Do you increase it? Like, how do you play through certain missions? What's more popular? It's all data harvesting.
Listen, I understand using it
as
an option.
Exactly.
If you would like to do it, you can. But
and they're going to make you
on people. That's not okay in my opinion.
They're gonna make you pay $70 or $80 for a game that will force you to be online all the time.
And then you have to pay what? How much for the Xbox membership?
So, well, not only that, well, you won't have to pay. They probably won't be able to force you into an Xbox membership. It'll just require you to always be online. It'll be like it's like playing Fortnite. You don't have to have an Xbox Online membership to play Fortnite because Fortnite has their own stuff. It's the same thing with on your Switch and stuff like that. So there's ways around that where you don't have to have that particular thing, Xbox Live and stuff like that. But the problem with it is like right now, the rumors so far, which the rumors the leaks and the rumors that we had a couple of days ago all got confirmed, is they're also talking about now at least 2 DLC packages, which will probably be like $40 a piece plus a season pass, which will be like $40. Plus a bunch of microtransactions at ranging from anywhere from $1 all the way up to $10 a piece for a bunch of other nonsense. And all of this is Ubisoft's bread and butter. This is what they've been doing for a while now. So it's not out of the realm of possibilities that not only are you going to get the online only thing, but you're also going to get all of the rest of the microtransaction bullshit that's going to come with it too. Yep, there you go.
I like this comment. Yeah, online telemetry for a better tomorrow, said every modern socialist scumbag. Yeah, it's too bad because I think you're right, Jesse, with the whole like being able to see how you're interacting with the game, changing difficulties, or if you're progressing one way or another through the bosses or whatever, and like.
And they can also turn on your mic. If you've got a mic hooked up while you're playing, they can turn your mic on and listen to everything that's going on in your room while you're playing that game too.
Is that in the fine print of the user agreement?
Probably.
Or did they just not even have to tell you that they can do that?
Oh, I'm sure it's in there.
No,
I'm sure.
tell you, but nobody reads those.
Well, even my Google Home that I have, like I forget what I was doing, but usually you have to like say, "Hey Google" to like have it like start up, and my phone just did it. But this thing, I think I said something and it started looking up something with me just talking. And I was like, what the fuck? Like I didn't cue this fucking thing up to ask a question.
They're always on. They're always listening. That's why I don't like those things. That's why I don't have them in my house, is because of that kind of nonsense. It's like, hey, the CIA already taps everything you do on your phone. Let's just go ahead and give them a constant 24/7 listening device in every room of your house.
I want to beat my wife in private, God damn it.
Exactly, boy. I'll tell you what. If I'm going to ask somebody to stick a finger, oh wait, never mind. That's a different conversation.
I mean, that's why you turn on Cornhub at like full blast and find like the most like loudest shit you could find, and just put that on when you're playing.
Devastator. Honestly, I have nothing to. Someone could find something. Like I don't have anything to hide. Really, is what I know. It's weird, and I know. And honestly, I got it for free from something that I bought. And once it dies, I probably won't ever get one again. It was a convenient thing
listen, it's pretty much impossible to avoid these kinds of things. Like wherever you are, whenever you're always being recorded, like whether you're consenting to it or not, in some form of another. Somebody else can be on the phone right next to you and you could be talking to somebody else, still recording that. So,
Yeah, Jeff Atkins says it right there. There was someone, I believe it was a domestic abuse thing that the cops just showed up and no one was called, but they, was listening in on that, which, it's one of those things, man. It's like, well, they probably saved this poor woman, but that's fucking scary. You didn't, again, what else are they looking at? And that stuff is all Patriot Act shit. And then the new stuff that they're trying to pass too is like they can, if they suspect anything, they can listen in. Like, oh, we thought something bad was happening, and like it's. Yeah.
Hey man, if you're gonna record me while I'm playing a game, I'm gonna be as obnoxious as I can.
Jack, this might be a little late, but Melee Games made a good comment about how Chrono Trigger used to fit on a cartridge and be played on a 16-bit console. Why does the remake need gigabytes of space and gigahertz of processing power? That's a good question. It could be like the remastering of like audio and stuff, but even that still doesn't seem to add up.
That much space.
Mine you're saying is I know like some of the new games, because one of the things that I heard about like Conan Exiles and like a couple of the other newer games that were coming out is the problem. There's certain like groups online that make essentially clean versions of these games without all of the spyware in them.
Bloat, yeah.
And how much did it knock down the memory usage?
Oh, it was drastic. It was drastic on some of these games.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. So it's like those giant games you're downloading. Yeah, you might have some really badass graphics too, but you might also have a whole bunch of bugs coming with everything too in the process. This is also coming as a guy who basically almost exclusively plays PC games now too. So just put full disclosure, I'm a little bit of a hypocrite. No, not by a long shot. It's just I stream. If I'm playing a video game and I'm not streaming it, I feel bad.
Well, yeah, you could be making money.
Well,
actually,
not only that,
it was funny because I was
all of
talking
my
to my
really
brother.
cool equipment that plays my really awesome games now is from people out in the chat. So it's like I kind of would feel bad about playing. I'd feel bad about playing with myself.
I had a conversation with my brother about Sargon and playing games. And he was like, yeah, I don't play games anymore because like it's a waste of time for me to play games when I can just stream it and actually interact with people and do all that. I'm like, you know what? Good on him, man.
It's a sad part of reality that I have. Oh, sorry, Jess, were you going to say something?
No, that's what I was going to say is I'm just the same. I'm the same way as him. That's how I feel about it. But yeah, go ahead, Chad.
Well, no, I got my start like on Twitch, like playing games, like playing them, all the way through. And now my content's changed to, debates, interviews, this, and like going back to Twitch and trying to play games. It's like, man, I should be working on my YouTube stuff. Like I should be, making clips or making new intros or whatever. Like I shouldn't be here playing a game. But like, honestly, what I've realized is, yes, you're totally right. Nogreenrocks. You could be streaming it and possibly making money playing a game, but I could also be sitting down and relaxing and not like being plugged into what I'm doing. Like I don't have to talk all the time. I can just, I can read what's
that's
going
why I don't
on.
play video games on stream because I end up focusing too hard on what I'm doing, and then I don't pay attention to chat. I don't pay attention to people, and then it becomes just me sitting there quietly trying to defeat a boss for 40 minutes. Like, oh, that wasn't interesting. Like, it's not entertaining.
Yeah,
I'm not that kind of YouTuber. I can't entertain, or I haven't learned to be entertaining in that way.
Well, and like my characters that I play on COH, it's like I'm usually a support character, defensive controller, and I usually try to keep my people alive. Mm-hmm. And so if I'm like talking to the chat, I'm like, oh crap, everybody just died. It's like, oh no, or I'm dying. It's like, well, crap, I got distracted. So it takes away from like your just enjoyment of the game for sure. But
well, Extra Zero, you play with the full Aussie crew. And playing any games with, Lethal and Maza and all those guys is a hell of a good time. If you guys don't watch those streams, highly recommend it. You're going to laugh your ass off.
Yeah, playing with friends is good. I think I've leapt past all of the, like even playing with friends, which sucks because again, it just comes down to, is my time better served somewhere else? I have a limited time frame. And if I chew all that up, playing games, it's like, well, I just missed out on 4 hours. I could have been working on videos. I could have been writing. The other thing, I shelved my writing, and I love writing. So I'm probably just going to go back to doing that like half the time, and then playing games when I can. But I still want to enjoy it. I want to sit down and play the game, read all the text, see the story unfold, and not have to like talk to people the whole time. So, which I miss the days. I miss the days of Twitch and being able to play every game that came across my Steam page. But other news we got here too that I saw, which I couldn't help but laugh at. Let me bring this up. Sorry, since Jesse's probably doing his own thing. Where is it? There we go. Phoebe Waller-Bridge from Fleabag.
Talk about failing upwards.
She's been confirmed.
Love Fleabag, but not for this.
Well, Yeah. Is she playing Lara Croft?
No, she's going to be the executive producer.
Oh, thank God.
And writer.
Oh, bummer.
I tricked you right there.
She was awful in Indiana Jones. That movie was so bad.
I actually have not seen it.
Me neither.
Well, I mean, she was bad. I did not like her character. I don't necessarily like her as an actress. Just not my cup of tea. Maybe she's good in other things. I've never seen Fleabag.
Can't believe
I've only seen her in Fleabag. I've only seen her in Fleabag.
Is it good?
It might not be your type of humor.
Mm.
But I enjoyed it. They ended it at 2 seasons. It made you want more, but it's for the best that they stopped at 2.
Oh, okay. Oh, she was a writer on Indiana Jones? Oof.
Oh.
That's a bummer.
That explains a lot.
I don't know. I don't understand the decisions that Hollywood makes right now. Maybe I'm not meant to. Maybe we get it though. Maybe these things are supposed to fail and crash and burn, and then.
Or you know what? Maybe they just weren't made for you, cis white male.
Yep. Yes, you're right. This definitely was not made for me.
I mean, that's what they tell you. If you don't like it, well, it just wasn't made for you.
It wasn't made for you. Oh, the cis white male shit.
It's so gross.
That was actually the debate I was listening to on TikTok was, why does the world need cis het men? That was the title of it. It's like, well, if you like the human race to procreate, then I suppose we're needed. You know what I think the argument was? I think they've made the argument, well, we can just turkey baste ourselves. I swear to God, this is like something that they've said in the past. Well, we don't need that. We can just take it from men and just right into ourselves. Mm-hmm. I just thought, wow. And just like the other crew who kept, what did they keep calling pregnancy? They're like, we can't say pregnant. So we have to say, oh, were you there for that one?
I might have missed this.
He ate a watermelon. Is that a watermelon seed?
No, they kept referring to like a woman being pregnant as like
having a parasite.
Yeah, first they called it a parasite, but then they said the guy kept calling it like a fetus in. Oh, dude, I don't even know. I was like so embarrassed to listen to this guy talk. No, he didn't call it birthing person, which I was very surprised. Oh man, I don't know. Anyways, Phoebe Waller-Bridge. That's what we're talking about. Tomb Raider. I don't even care about Tomb Raider anymore. They made. What was the last? Was Angelina Jolie was the last person to play Tomb Raider? Wasn't that perfect enough? Didn't we get perfection already?
Aesthetically, yes. I mean, the movies, they were kind of cheesy, but nobody expect them to be like major, like Lord of the Rings-esque epics,
Right.
I mean, you already had the epic titties in it. That's all that's what people watched it for.
It's true.
Teenage
I was there.
Boys? Yeah. That was made for you. It's not made for you anymore. It's not.
Yeah, now they're going to have some flat-chested, like, girl boss.
Ain't nothing wrong with some flat-chested people. All we're saying is when a character is built a certain way, respect that shit, bro.
Only if you got a booty. If you don't have the chest, better have the booty. That's all I gotta say.
The angular chest, the very
you gotta squeeze really tight, and it comes out one. It changes sizes.
You know what's weird? Let's talk about ass for a second, because I just think I've been thinking about this a lot.
Like up to the first knuckle, or are we talking about what are we talking about? Cheeks?
Oh, back on the knuckles.
Just the butt, right? So everyone will say, is it
what?
Tits or ass? Like that's the question, right?
Why not, bud?
Jess got it. Out of everybody, Jess got that.
Oh, I didn't even hear it.
Yeah. Left me hanging.
See, Jack already said it. So I was just walking. I forget where it was. I think it was just. Well, no, my wife was walking in front of me, and I was just looking at her ass, and I was like, "It's really fucking awesome." And then it occurred to me, that's where shit comes from.
It doesn't. Ass is talking about the cheeks. When you talk about the particular orifice, you specify with hole. So ass
talking
is
about
the
the booty
cheeks.
hole, Shags.
There's none of that in the cheeks. It's all fat.
I mean, it depends.
And muscle.
Depends how well she wipes. That's
Yeah,
all
well, that's to say, but you're still squeezing it out between them. So
no,
it's
your
still...
abdominal muscles are the squeezing bits
Shags,
for that
when she looks
function.
at you, she
That's
looks at your
fair.
mouth. She goes, "That's where vomit comes from."
There you go.
It's the same thought process.
What the fuck?
Well, like them cheeks that are like when they are on the toilet, those beautiful cheeks are squeezing out. They're pinching that brown loaf. Like it's, I don't know.
And squat.
I just thought it was funny. I just thought
everybody's sex life.
Unless you have a squatty potty, and then you don't have to.
This is true.
Do you remember those commercials?
Yeah, that's why you dig a hole in the ground.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was funny because so many people obsess over an ass. I'm like, that's a dirty place. It's a dirty place we're talking about, you know?
Cheeks are not though, and when a girl's walking by, you're not looking at anything to do with the other bits.
I'm with Jess.
It's just in the same region. That's all.
Same region. Yeah.
Thank you. The lower hemisphere.
Degenerates.
What Brahma say? Right, but as a sexual attraction thing, if you don't have a backdoor pass, what's the point of being for ass over tits? This is true.
He got you there.
Well, I mean, again, but to Jess's point, if it's the cheeks we're talking about, you don't need a pass because you're obsessing over the curvature of the cheeks.
And for that matter, if you're talking about bits and stuff, tiny centimeters away from the old glory, Right. So I mean, you can't really. Come on. The cheeks are separate. Final thought.
The final thought. What did Charles defend?
No. It's not just the backdoor pass, because you can access other areas with the same view. Mm-hmm. You don't have, there are options.
True.
Don't box yourself in, Brahmable.
I don't care what y'all say.
Brahma all the way. I don't like looking at diaper butt people.
Okay.
I mean, look at Kim Kardashian, right? For an ass man, Kim Kardashian should be your freaking saint. But she looks like
except the fact that she's a disgusting, trashy hoe.
Yeah, I mean, there's other factors, right? You always got to factor in where it's been.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take anything off the street. Got to factor, the path it's been on. I don't know, and I don't even know if that's her real face anymore. Quite honestly, probably not. But like someone like that, like goes home and is like, ugh, and then it's just like, yeah,
lizard
snakes behind her fucking face.
She sheds her skin every night.
Well, I mean,
yeah,
Medusa was beautiful at one point.
How would you know?
I mean, well, she was.
She was.
I'm joking.
Oh, okay. I'm like, wait a minute. Am I confused here?
Joking because everyone who saw her turned to stone. Anyway.
Sure.
But, I mean, after. Like, they could see her before she was Medusa, though.
Or in a mirror reflection.
Charles Devane says...
That's a weird sex life. Let me just look at your reflection.
I don't care what y'all say. Bobbies and booties are sexy, specifically on a sexy lady. Oh, also,
I know this is gonna be like a cop out, but like the most attractive thing about a woman is typically her mind.
Dude, don't come in here with that shit. You just be real. Just be real.
Lie, man. I ain't gonna lie.
I mean,
sure she has to be attractive
over here.
But like, if she's attractive and stupid, then you'll be like, eh.
Yeah, that's true. It is true.
So like, at the end of the day, you have to be able to have a conversation with somebody. Yeah, fuck you. Who this man
I
is.
just really like an attractive mind. Nogreenrocks is like, I like ugly chicks.
I'm just
bro. I'm just kidding.
That's all. Greenrocks is basically essentially saying I can only bag ugly chicks, is what he said.
So if anyone out there has a friend that has a great personality, send them Nogreenrocks.
No. If you have to say she has a great personality, that's a problem.
Right. Or a pretty face. That's another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but stupid chicks are hotter for how long though? When you find out how dumb they actually are, that doesn't remove any attractiveness for you.
Relationship wise, or just looking at,
just
or
like
hooking up with.
You,
but like,
you see, let's say you find a very handsome man on the street, and you go talk to him, and he is an absolute moron. Would you say you were more attracted to him before or after you spoke to him?
Oh, easy. Before.
So I mean,
wait, I should say out loud, right?
Yeah.
Before. Yeah.
What are some red flags?
That's what I'm saying.
What are some instant red flags for you in men?
What makes a person immediately unattractive is how much they talk about themselves.
Well,
like there's a fine line between
YouTuber ever.
Well, no. There's a fine line between confidence and arrogance, and it's like, it may take some time to see that, but for sure, and it's like, oh, you're overcompensating for some kind of perceived flaw that you hate about yourself.
Yeah,
small peepee, common nerd size. But no, that
Big
makes an attractive person unattractive.
Little dick.
Sure.
Yeah. Could be.
I mean, Shags, listen, okay, so you love your wife, you think she's the most attractive person in the world. But if she was an idiot, would you still be with her for the rest of your life?
No. It wouldn't have started.
You see, that's what I'm saying. For an actual relationship, you need somebody to actually have conversations with and actually not walk around being like, this dumb bitch.
They don't have to be like some like genius level intellectual either. You know what I mean? It's not like you have to have like these deep, thoughtful conversations until 2:00 in the morning every time, every night. Those are nice.
Be like, shut up! I gotta go to bed.
Right, like it's not really that's that fantasy romance fucking bullshit they throw in the movies. Like, it's like, yeah, those happen when you're all fucking drunk or hammered. That's why you had a conversation until 2:00 in the morning, not because it was some sweet romantic gesture of bullshit.
I love how I'm coming off as gay because I'm like, I want a woman who knows not to get scammed, knows not to do stupid shit. Like, come on,
can tell time on an analog clock.
Like, really.
That's a rarity these days.
Well, if I'm going to get roasted for an opinion, this is not a bad opinion to have, in my opinion.
Chat, what are some of your instant red flags for men or women, depending on what you enjoy? Sounds like I think there's a lot of men in this chat tonight, so it might be so. But I'd be interested to know what are yours?
If she's smart with good tits, I'm a happy man.
That's a huge win, dude. You better keep that. But there's a lot of great doctors out there that can provide you with those.
Medicine.
Yeah, I'm a poor Jew. I know, rare.
Make her pay for them.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, I'm not afraid to say my wife got a boob job, and they are awesome, dude. There's, like I said, there's some great doctors out there that work miracles.
Knowing me, I'd go behind her back, talk to the doctor, and be like, "Hey, man, how much more to put squeaky toys in there?"
Oh no.
Oh, what a mistake. Oh, the doctor. Yeah. I can't believe you.
When you have kids, it'll be the worst thing you ever do.
I would be laughing my ass off for days. Are you kidding me?
Spoken like a man who has no kids, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Or a wife, for that matter. He thinks it's funny now. Yeah.
Wait till she's his ex-wife.
Yeah.
God forbid.
I spike their drink with Viagra and they don't get an erection.
That's how these days. Can't be too careful.
Never heard.
Oh, this is a good one. Laughing Gasser says if she can't cook anything, that's okay. Okay.
Yeah, no, like
women are queens. They shouldn't have to do anything for you, especially domestic crap, right? Isn't that the modern ladies?
Like,
listen, no, that's the 40-year-old cat lady who drinks herself to death every night and goes out with her friends at the bar, hoping some guy will slightly pass for a look and maybe order her French fries so that way she can take him home. Not like I'm referencing any specific show or the writers behind it, but
listen, when it comes to cooking, like you could take her out on a cooking class date and boom, she knows how to cook. You guys have fun and that's it. I mean, there are a lot of people.
I'm not being condescending, by the way. That's cute.
I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm sorry.
I just heard myself. I've just heard myself saying it was cute. I'm like, wait, no, I don't mean it condescendingly. It's
no,
it's a cute.
It's
idea.
okay. I'll be if me wanting and knowing what to kind of do in these situations makes me gay, then fuck it.
You are, but not for those reasons. Reality TV is a red flag.
Yeah, if they go,
Too much.
what's your sign?
Yeah,
oh yeah, what's your sign? What's your
Ew.
sign? Yeah.
The astrology
Yeah.
shit. Oh,
Good
Will
Lord.
Matt. I don't give a shit.
I don't understand. I mean,
entitlement.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, there are a lot of red flags, but it all comes down to the individual.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. If she can't tell the difference between Spider-Man and Superman,
That's fair.
if she can't cook, it's a red flag. And even I know how to cook. No, it's. I mean, it can be that. Honestly, what's funny is I think I told this story with someone that originally my wife said that she didn't want to cook or like didn't really have any like interest in doing it. But as the relationship progressed, she found that cooking was like one of her favorite things that she liked to do, and it was became like very therapeutic. So sometimes things just change, you know. So it's really
well,
cool.
I'll also think about it this way: when you're cooking for somebody and you give them the food, they've never smelled it, they never tasted it, so it's different to them, and the enjoyment they get from it is probably a pretty good rush. I mean, at least from what I know, it's like I made something and people are enjoying it. You know, I want to do this again and again. You know, that's why you always say, "Thank you, Mom. I love this food."
Yep.
You never say, "I don't like this," or "It's burnt."
Well, for a lot of moms, especially mothers, and I don't know if you're mothers, if you've had this experience, but I learned this confession. I was vegan for a couple of years, but in something that I had read, that was a long time ago.
Red flag.
I read, I was vegetarian for 2 of them. I was vegan, but something that I had read was that especially mothers associate love with food. So going over to my mom's house and I wouldn't eat anything that she had made, she was super offended. And she's like, "Oh, I understand," but was like super mopey about it. And it's like, "Oh, you equate feeding you with love. Okay, we need to work something around it." So I don't know. There's something about just the feminine, I don't know, personality that's, I love feeding people. I love cooking for people, like the little old lady in the Adam Sandler movie, Wedding Singer. I love to watch you enjoy it.
Right.
You know,
I don't have any Tupperware. Hold out your hands.
Hold out your hands.
I mean, my family's Indian, so the men and women both know how to cook. That's how you're raised. You in the kitchen. You're.
Oh, is that me or is that him breaking up?
Oh, that's rocks. That's Colorado internet for you, baby.
Oh, okay. All I was saying is, you know, when you're a kid, make sure to sit with your parents and watch them cook.
Check the body temperature.
Yeah.
But listen, I gotta go anyway. So my internet's dog shit. So.
Oh, good. It's telling you it's time to go.
What do you got coming up?
I just got permission from Extra Zero. I did a review of one of his edits, and it is going to be in the members section of the Legion of Memers channel. So if you have any interest in editing or tips and tricks and things like that, definitely go check that out. Become a member because it's going to be for members. I already got Lethal's permission and everything like that, so we're going to do it that way. And of course, we got the Legion of Memers meme stream. And if you guys are a fan of mine and a fan of Adam's, go watch his daily shows. Adam Krigler has been putting out daily shows. Great dude. And what was it, yesterday? He was like, "We got to get the Midweek Hump crew on." So make sure you're watching for that, because hopefully we'll be on hanging out with him soon.
Well, thanks, dude. It's good to see you as always. We love Wednesdays. Go to sleep, get up tomorrow, work your ass off, and we'll see you in a few days.
Yeah, it was nice seeing you, Jess.
Likewise.
See you.
All right, brother. Charles Devane says, "I think cooking is essential to survival, and I think any human being should know basic cooking is all." Maybe I'm just talking from experience. No, I think the way a lot of men think of it is just that way. Is that because for millennia, that's been sort of the role that women take on. They want that part of their life. They're trying to just connect the neurons in that way where it's not like they don't feel it is maybe their job, but they know how to do it. But they would rather that nurturing sort of maternal being in the home, and they want because that knowing that is going to know they can take care of themselves and cook. They can take care of kids and all that. So
I just saw the thing that I just sent in private today. The whole entire time we've been talking about this, I'm like, oh, you gotta watch that. It's an interesting take from a woman who's married with children and what she does not and will not do for her husband and why.
I saw this. Yeah. Well, let's bring this up, Jesse, and let's look through this because yes, I did see that as well. Stupid. No, I'm just kidding. All right.
She made a 2-minute video when it would have been quicker and somewhere just to say I'm a bad wife and a selfish person.
A few weeks ago, I said I don't do my husband's laundry, and a lot of people were saying, whoa.
Jesse, pause. You're echoing.
Oh, that's right. I got to hit a button. Hold on. I actually figured out how to operate voice meter now. I actually know what all my buttons do.
Hit a button.
Do that for your partner. But here's the thing. Small acts of kindness that are mostly domestic labor just add up to work at the end of the day. So here's a list of things that I don't do for my husband. You all know I don't do his laundry. He can do that himself. I do my laundry and we do the kids' laundry, but he does his own. I don't cook dinner. He cooks dinner every single night. I do breakfast and lunch for us and our kids. I don't pack him a lunch. If he's hungry, he'll figure out what he's going to eat for lunch the same way that I do. I don't make his doctor's appointments because guess what? He's not making mine. Would it be kind of me to do that? For sure. Is it my job? Absolutely not. I want him to be healthy, but he's a grown-ass man and he can book his own appointments, right? There's a lot of things that I don't do for my husband. I don't schedule his haircuts. I don't pack his clothes for vacation, right? I don't do those things. I don't buy him new underwear when it's got holes in it. All of those are things that he's a grown man and he can do himself. Can I do small acts of kindness for him? Of course I can. And I do. I see a vinyl that I think he's going to like because he's creating a vinyl collection. I buy it. I'm at the store and I see something that I think he might enjoy eating. I buy it. I find a new non-alcoholic beer that he wants to try out. I buy it, right? Those are small acts of kindness. Doing his laundry, cooking him dinner, making him lunch, booking his doctor's appointments, all those things, that's domestic labor. Those are chores. Those are not acts of kindness. Do I do them occasionally when he's working a lot? Of course. Do I cook dinner sometimes when he's had a really long day? Of course. But me not doing that does not mean that I don't show him love or kindness. They're different things. It is not my job as a wife. It is not in my job description to do all the domestic labor as small acts of kindness to my partner and receive nothing in return. I agree with this commenter. If it's going both ways, fantastic. But oftentimes domestic labor, especially when you have children, adds up. And so no, I am not my husband's personal secretary or his personal assistant. I am none of those things. I am his partner. I am his equal. And I do not have to do things to cater to him and serve him at all times to be kind and loving for him.
So
I have.
This chick's going to end up with a trans kid.
Yes. So if she worked, she would have totally
A few
said
weeks
she
ago, I
works.
said I don't do my husband's laundry.
She would have blasted that right off the bat. I also work full time, right? She would have also said that. But no, she manages the kids. She doesn't do his laundry. They do the kids' laundry. You're already doing goddamn laundry, lady. Like, what is it? Like, how hard is it to mix those clothes and toss them in? It's intentionally not, I mean, if this is real, it's intentionally not doing these things because she wants to feel like she has some independence. And she says acts of kindness versus all these other bullshit things. But she says we're partners. It's like partners help each other. You can help by like scooping up that other stack of clothes and put them in with yours. Like, this is so asinine, wacko, weirdo, crazy lady. And she's got the crazy eyes, the liberal crazy eyes for sure. But
Jeff Atkins, I agree with him here. Like, it's not that I disagree with how their marriage is structured, because if they have an agreement and that's how they do it, fine. It's the condescending tone that's she's coming across with, as if like, oh my God, like, how would you ever expect me to want to do that? And it's like, well, it's not that far fetched. Like, I mean, you guys don't want to do it, whatever. Like, there's certain aspects I think I agree with, but like, what, like, I don't know. And that's why I almost think it's not real. Like, I think it almost looks like she's trying to laugh at a couple points and holding it back. I don't know, man.
Like, okay, if it's an agreement, it seems like she made the agreement for him. Like, if it's real, like, this is how we're going to operate. And he's like, yes, ma'am. Like, you know, still want access. Male bitch. So, yeah, sure. That's how we'll operate.
Well, and the other thing is every female is different too, because I've dated girls that it was like they wanted to do absolutely, like, I've gotten yelled at for trying to do things, and it's not because I did them the wrong way. It's just because, no, you go sit down. That's what I'm supposed to be doing, kind of situation. And it's like, okay, like, it's like every female is different. It's just like, I feel bad for the fact that the guy was so desperate to get a piece of ass that this is the one he married.
Did you date Amber Heard? Remember she's like, no, I take off your boots. What do you do?
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Okay,
I
never had anybody that crazy. But like,
as soon as you said no, you sit down. I'm like, oh, take off your boots. How dare you?
No. It's more like, no, I'm gonna get your plate. No, I'm doing the dishes. Okay, I'll just go play with the kids and watch TV.
Yeah, this is kind of what I was trying to say. It's like, it's the tone, not the context. Yeah, like her tone, her condescending tone. Like, I could see her like standing over her husband, being like, wah, wah, wah. And it's like, whoa, bitch, like, chill out.
Pump the brakes, yo.
Yeah, but this is, I mean, again, and this is the problem with being perpetually online, is you see stuff like this and you automatically assume it's real. Like, or even kids now that don't, like, who haven't been online as long as we have, they immediately think, oh, like, she's so right. Like, I shouldn't have to do this. Like, it's not my role as a mother or a wife, or it's like, well, listen, this very well could be totally clickbait. She could be a troll doing this for, I mean, this went viral. So, I'm sure she's going to be getting followers and making money off of it. So.
Yeah, but the problem is there's so many of them that aren't trolls.
Oh yeah.
And the people that follow it and like it and share it, they're not trolling. They're like, yes, queen.
Yeah, yes, queen. Yes, queen.
Slay, girl.
I gotta say though, like, I'm very surprised at the amount of people. Well, I mean, I guess I'm not. 50% of the United States voted for Trump. So when I go into a TikTok live and I see so many people who are opposition to a lot of these crazy debates, like, it makes sense to me. Like, you're not, like, people are, it's like right down the middle, like, with a lot of this shit, and people don't realize it. Everyone thinks that they're the majority and they're on the right side of things. I do think that it's skewed slightly to common sense with a lot of, like, what we are talking about, but
well, and then I wonder too, like, with each of our own algorithms, it's like, were we somewhat in an echo chamber of our own? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
For sure. And so, like, we see the world as one way and everyone on the other side is crazy weirdos, but they're also in their own echo chamber saying what's on the other side is crazy weirdos. And so when the two meet, they're just never going to have a discussion, much less agree on anything.
Yeah.
Because they're so radicalized either way. Most people, I mean, a lot of the people, not even most, but a lot of people.
Well, and I think at the end of the day, what really comes down to decide is what side is crazy is what the market depends on. And it all depends on what the market decides. It's what the culture decides. And the market rejects shit like this. They push back against it. You look at the box office, you look at the television. I always come back to the numbers. It's like, how much money have people pushing this kind of agenda lost over the last few years? Because guess what? The average person out there does have common sense. The average person out there in middle America, who actually makes up the majority of the population in this country, think all of this kind of nonsense is stupid, and they're not going to put up with it, and they're rejecting it, and they're ignoring it, and they're getting on with their lives. And people like this are just going to continue to scream off into the ether until they just become a dying breed.
Yep. I mean,
that makes me happy.
Yeah. I hope so. If there's one thing I pray for,
all
it's
of
that.
the warm and fuzzies.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh man. I mean, that's the stuff that I'm like, literally, like, I'm closing my eyes and being like, please don't let this continue. This is fucking stupid. I don't know, man.
No,
common sense is an oxymoron. It might be.
Well, see, and that's what I disagree with. And like I said, I base that on the numbers I've seen, because the majority of the people in Western culture do still have common sense. And that's why they reject this nonsense. So, we see the extreme versions of all of this because we're, like you said, perpetually online, and like you said, Jess, depending on what your algorithm's feeding you depends on what you see. So, like, I have never seen this video. There's a lot of these videos you guys talk about of, like, these crazy people that I'm like, I have never seen any of this. When you guys are like, oh my God, you haven't seen this? I'm like, no, I don't know what we're doing different with our social media, but I'm not seeing the same shit, all the same crazy shit you guys are. Right. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's kind of weird how that works out. And like I said, I think the majority of people out there do have common sense, and I think the numbers are backing that up. So,
yeah, I mean, the people in the middle, they're getting pushed around so much and being boxed into one side, and it's like, wait a minute, I'm in the middle, or I was always skewed left for a long time, and now I'm getting canceled for something just commonsensical that I said, don't chop up children, and now they're far right radicals, so I mean the pendulum has gone way too far in the other direction, and so the people in the middle that are getting villainized and placed into boxes that maybe never had even a political leaning, just common sense opinions, they're being labeled the Nazis, and canceled it for it, and it's like something's got to give, and I hope it's
well,
later.
the Twitter sphere is that poison way, and like social media, like Facebook and Twitter, and a lot of these different social networks are pushing a narrative, just like like you guys are talking about, and because there's a few people at the top of each side that have the reach, right? There's the progressive side of things, there's the conservative side of things, and those people are sharing messages constantly. But like, you meet people in real life and you talk to them, a lot of them, like as you guys said, are very against that. And even if they are liberal or progressive, they don't really understand like the stuff that's happening, like what books might be present, what things might be in what they're trying to convince kids of, and keeping parents away from it. Those people are still against it. But you're also fed video clips that are of a very small percentage, and it just takes time to get through that and realize like the world's not all that bad. I think, as you guys have said, the majority of people have enough common sense to realize if they are online and on Twitter, it's not real.
Right.
But
yeah, I mean, like, I don't live in a city, so maybe I have a different privilege there. But I can go, if I'm not on the internet, there is not one single person that would ever say any of the things out loud, ever. I would never see the people that I see on the internet or hear the things that I would see on Twitter in real life. It's all online. I used to work in Berkeley, whereas you would hear like some, dumb takes and very, very far left takes, like in the workplace, or, oh, people are talking about the election. Oh, they're saying not bad things about Trump in the office. We should do something about that. Those were the bosses, managers at the time. I'm like, this is weird, because I was totally out of touch. But outside of Berkeley, day to day, I would never see any of these people. I would never hear any of this rhetoric, any of this ideological bullshit. It just wouldn't happen. So it's good to reset sometimes, and come back down to earth.
Well, that's what I've been saying. Like I tweeted about it today. I took quite a break and kind of stepped back from really engaging on a lot of things on Twitter, and I've been like, my head has been much better for it. Like, I'm like out of touch with some of the stuff, but I don't even like care necessarily. Like, I'll post stuff that I want to post, and I'll engage in a couple of things that people are doing that I see that are cool. But other than that, like, I don't want to get into it with people. It's just too much. It's too much. Yeah, I don't know, but I'm hopeful. I'm a lot more hopeful than most with stuff, I think.
If you're online 24/7, it's easy to get that black pill, feeling and outlook and no hope and all that, whatever. But just unplug for a bit, get a reset. Like you said, you stopped engaging as much, and you're like, I feel so much better.
Yeah.
It's even that.
Well, and it also just depends on where you're looking to, and it all depends on how your outlook is too. Because like, I know some people that are perpetually black-pilled, and I don't blame people for being like that, especially with everything that's gone on. But at the exact same time, there's so many bright spots out there. Like, it's like you just have to know where to look for them, and it's like, whether you want to consider the downfall of some of the people that have been pushing these agendas a bright spot or not, that makes me happy. It tickles me pink. You know what I mean? Like, I get my desk raises 3 inches every time I see Disney stock drop. You know what I mean? Like, it's, so it's like, it's one of those things. I love doing that to Shags. Like, it's like, there's so many happy things out there too. And we have good new things coming too.
Weird flex,
you know what I mean?
bro.
So yeah, I know, right? That's kind of the point. But like that's there's bright spots out there, and we've got so much good stuff coming out of like the independent sphere, whether it be the really cool stuff that we're seeing at a Rippaverse or Epicverse or Angel Studios, or even the Daily Wire's very basic attempts at trying to do something. At least, you know what I mean? Like there's other people out there, there's other alternatives, and it's not all doom and gloom. It's like, yeah, like, Gary said, yeah, we get to sit on the ash heap and go, yeah, we were right. And we've lost a lot of things in the process. We've lost Star Wars. We've lost a good portion of DC. We've lost pretty much the majority of Marvel and stuff like that. But at the exact same time, it's like, we get to say we're right, but it's not over. There'll always be great entertainment out there. It's like now you see manga and anime exploding. We're always find good stories. We're seeing great live action adaptations of those things. It's like there's all this good, happy stuff on the horizon. It's just, yeah, we've had to deal with a lot of shit the last few years, and just fortunately enough, now the pendulum's swinging back and a lot more people are waking up, and something's got to give. These companies are either going to have to go broke and sell off all of their properties, or, everything ends up in the public domain, and we don't have that much long before some of our favorites end up in the public domain. And once things are back in the hands of the fans, man, you talk about a golden era. We will see in media is when things finally end up back in the hands of the fans.
Well, I mean, it sucks because the public domain's like, it's a long time to wait, but
we only got 10 years on Superman and Batman.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's nice.
Superman's 9 years from now and Batman's 10.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, but you're right. The independent sphere, I think, is where it's at right now. Gaming, movies, comics, writing, all that stuff. Like there's so much good independent stuff that people can consume and should, because I mean, it's not all going to be good. Just like all mainstream stuff isn't going to be good, but there's a lot more real blood, sweat, and tears going into some of the indie stuff. And the fact that it's accessible, like anybody can really get into it and do it. So why not make your mark on it? If you've been wanting to write something, if you've been wanting to draw something, find like-minded people. Again, you can connect with people all around the world. You don't even need to be near someone. You have a good story. You just need someone to illustrate. You need someone to color, whatever. Man, I'm really proud to have met and been able to talk with a lot of these people, because there's truly some gifted individuals. And without this day and age, without this technological age we're in, what would we be doing? Like we wouldn't have this. None of us would be here. So it's fucking wild, man.
Well, I think that's the best thing is like, people want to be blackpilled about a lot of other things, but it's like, look at all of the amazing advancements we've got right now. You know what I mean? It's like, we literally broadcast all over the planet, sitting in our spare rooms or in the corner of a living room or out in a garage. And we have more influence over pop culture and the opinions of the average person out there on the street than IGN, The Hollywood Reporter, Variety, and all of the rest of these legacy medias out there. And that right there is impressive. I mean, look at what happened with the Helldivers. You know what I mean? That's a bunch of people out there on the internet screaming and making videos and talking about things that had more influence than all of the shills at IGN and Kotaku and all the rest of the ones that were going, oh, just shut up and accept it. And the fans went, no, screw you. And Sony went, shit, our bad. So that just shows you the power is still and always has been with the people. And as long as we're willing to exercise that, there's nothing they can do to stop us.
Facts.
So here's another, Nogreenrocks put this in the chat earlier. I wanted to bring it up. I haven't, no, it's the one from Drama Alert. I haven't watched him in forever. Colorado serial killer on the loose? ?
Oh yeah.
This would be a good one for you to cover, Jess.
Hey.
Let me see. Serial killer on the loose.
Oh, and while he's getting that up,
yeah,
I guess Trump is debating Biden on June 27th. For those who don't know, make sure you set your watches because it's going to be a doozy.
Did you see the Biden from POTUS account?
No.
It's a short video on Biden challenging Trump to a debate and how he like basically mopped the floor with Trump the last time. And it's like, who let this get put out? Like, this is embarrassing. Like, even for the hardcore go vote blue every time, it's super cringe. It's
bad.
I'm embarrassed for them.
So a Colorado serial killer is on the loose. I love cereal. Don't kill it. I love cereal. Colorado resident thinks he stumbled upon a serial killer's crime scene. Police seem to not care. What do you think? Well, let's find out.
Hi, my name is Levi Comstock, and I've lived here in Western Colorado for at least 16 years since I got out of the Marine Corps, and I've spent every single weekend and every other day in between I could out here in the desert exploring. And what I have here is what I believe could be a crime, and maybe at first you might not think so, but I'm going to tell you a quick story. And I don't know if we have a serial killer or what it is, and I know this sounds like clickbait, but follow along, and I want your guys' opinion on this. So I'll try to be quick and efficient. This right here is one of a pair of boots here.
Contaminated.
One of 10 pairs that I have found out here of different sizes of high heels. Right here is a different one.
Wait, real quick, pause it.
Definitely a broken.
Is this guy showing us like all the places he dumped these fucking women?
These are all of his trophies. This is where he goes to relive all the kills.
I don't know where this came from,
He's
but
just bragging right now.
Yeah.
Right?
Sorry.
Like, God, dude, save some murders for the rest of us. Holy cow.
An off heel there that looks like it got snapped off. These were found together. Now, I was out here testing out a truck and four-wheeling when I came across a pond that I'd never seen out here before, just very well hidden. And this is in a very remote location in Western Colorado up along the Book Cliffs. So I'm going to take you on a little walk here and tell you what I found. So I climbed over a fence. I believe I was taking a leak, and I saw a high heel. And not a big surprise to see a high heel out in the desert by a pond. But then I saw another high heel, and it matched it about 2-3 feet away. And I thought, that's weird. Somebody left their shoes out here. And then, of course, I found 2 more sets of high heels within looking around for about 5 minutes. And they're all in the shoreline of this shallow pond here that I'm going to show you guys here.
This guy's like picking up shoes. Like, I just found a shoe. I don't know where it came from.
Shoes. And I started looking around, and once I found, I think, 3 sets of shoes. It spiked my interest quite a bit. I could tell that some of them looked like they were different sizes, so I thought, well, they probably belong to different people. And no, I'm not an investigator, but I've thought a lot about this now. And it's the details from here on really started surprising me the more I started looking into this. So I walked up and down this shoreline, and I just started trying to look in for any other pairs of shoes. And I believe the first day we found 5. And what I found that was very odd is just down here, about 30 feet down. If you notice, there's boulders all standing on the side of this pond. I started noticing the water was very low that day.
That's it.
Oh, man.
Damn. Well, that's gay.
Hi, my name's Levi.
I just want to know. I want to know about this mysterious pond. Fuck those shoes. Like, yeah, he already contaminated the whole fucking crime scene, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah,
They're gonna.
You got other serials going, hey, that's a great spot.
Yeah.
Crime scene contaminated, remote, nobody cares. You talk to the sheriff's department, they're not interested. Perfect. Drop me a pin.
Yeah, right.
Drop me a pin. I know exactly where to put my bodies. This is great. I just found Sniff's shoe. I'm pretty certain
shoe, and it's pretty certain it's belongs to a woman and about 28 years old, white, and she didn't work that day.
Oh no.
Oh, Babalito. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
It's definitely kind of weird. And considering when you look at, like, if you think about like the suicide forests in Japan and stuff like that, I mean, there's always a lot of that kind of stuff left behind. So it does kind of make you wonder, like, because that is kind of odd. I mean, could it just be years of this hidden lake and people leaving shoes behind? Yeah, but normally when somebody loses a shoe, it's one. You know what I mean? Like, most of the time the girls don't leave both of them behind. It's kind of weird, but I mean, it's definitely weird. It's definitely weird. Whether there's anything to it. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds like the start of a CSI show.
Could be. I don't know if it's
how these episodes start out.
I don't know if it's the beginning of a serial killer case, but it's definitely weird I don't know. Like it's weird. Like the way you see like lights in the sky at night, like, oh, I don't know what that is, but could be a flying saucer. I don't know. Where are all the socks?
Yeah, I mean the desert is weird. You got weird people doing weird stuff in the desert. Not all of it's nefarious. Sometimes it's just weird and drugs. But you find weird shit in the desert.
Yep.
But yeah, this is a case for X-Files.
Yeah. It's one of I would say it's one to like follow. Like if they do put out more information on it, and if someone does pick up a thread, but whatever this guy is doing is like ruining any chance of actually finding anything. I think like don't touch anything. The FBI is now investigating me. Yeah. Why does this guy like socks so much? We picked
on a
up
list.
Yeah.
Dude, I always used to say if you weren't on a list during the Obama years, you're doing something wrong with your life. Okay. Like all went on lists a long time ago. And you all probably are. There's probably a file on each one of us. I mean, not just the Facebook file, like our fake avatar inside of Facebook, but like.
What's your guys' take on AI?
I think it's a useful tool.
It's a tool that can be used by people for good or evil.
Yeah. It's fire.
It's
literal fire.
It's amazing what it can do. But that can be said for a lot of things that can be, turned around and used against people and harm people for sure.
Yeah. That's funny because the same fire that's used to build the Empire State Building in welding is the same fire that can bring the whole damn thing down.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
I think that's exactly what AI is. I think it's one of those things if we're smart about it. And, honestly, it's one of those things everybody's like, oh, apocalyptic, it's going to happen because of AI. It's like, well, they've also been saying the same thing about the bomb since we dropped the first one. And we're still here. You know what I mean? So I think AI is going to be a very similar kind of situation. It's a fire. It's dangerous if left unchecked. But surprisingly enough, contrary to every apocalyptic movie we've ever watched, humanity as a whole is generally pretty responsible with extremely dangerous shit. Because at the end of the day, we all actually do still like living on the planet, whether or not we all want to hate each other and completely disagree on absolutely everything, right down to what color the sky is and how the soil feels. At the end of the day, we all still want to feel that soil and see that sky. So history has just shown that we're pretty good with stuff like this.
Yeah, and I mean, on another note, as far as like, it's going to force another version of some sort of like industrial revolution because it's like people are like really upset, like, oh, this is going to eliminate jobs for people, and in that whole like rhetorical paper, The Economist, I can't remember his name at the moment, but what of the candle makers? Because they're going to be out of work. It's like, well, then you adapt and you do something different, something that's useful. I think it's going to force, innovation. It's going to force other fields to open up. It's going to force because it is so widespread and it is eliminating a lot of like human jobs. There's something's got to give at some point. We'll adapt.
Yeah, the buggy corporations hated the car. The guys that shoveled horse shit for the city hated the car because it was eliminating their job.
The lamplighters, electricity. I mean, like everything that has pushed us, technologically forward, put people out of work at some point, and they weren't happy about it. So
yeah, but it's I guess what bothers me about AI is how much it takes people out of a more like realistic experience, right? So people there's always this push for getting a virtual reality headset, like go in here and explore this digital world, and you can go in here and talk to people and meet people. You don't have to go outside. Or Neuralink I think has its purposes, but I mean pushed to a certain point. Right now some guy can play a game with his mind, because
he's disabled.
Well, true, but still, like what happens if you put that in someone else's brain? You know, like, I mean, his mind is fully intact. So like if you can put that in someone else's brain, like what else can it be doing? This is like, again, you're talking Gen 1 of the technology.
It kind of reminds me of like Brave New World-esque, type of storyline where you're going to have the people that refuse to be a part of that version of society. So they're going to have their own reservations. It's going to separate the people that comply and like want that type of dystopian future. And then you have the people still having kids naturally, and natural born babies and the god babies as they were called in that book. But it's going to definitely, I think, potentially, well, not definitely, it potentially could cause that much of a rift in society to where we do live separately from those people that choose this technologically weirdo future and those that want to live more holistically and organically.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess that's my point. Like, don't you think we're already seeing that with like how people approach? I mean, even the Republican Democrat divide seems to be almost based on that, like the right being like more Christian nationalist side of things, and the left being like, no, digital and what's the word I'm looking for? Not an atheist, but just like nihilist and progressive, like I don't care about it. And like, yeah, like I feel like you're already seeing that sort of like bifurcation in society where it's not long until the people are like, oh, I don't need, I mean, again, I see these discussions on TikTok where they're like, we don't need men. We can just, we'll just take sperm from someone and then implant it in our egg, and we'll just procreate society that way.
Right?
Where does that sperm come from?
Where does the sperm come from?
That's like,
well, it's like they're rooting for the Handmaid's Tale. It's like it's a weird.
Yeah.
And even like, and this was another interesting discussion. I don't even know where I was having it, but we were talking about, maybe it was a couple of weeks ago, even on this show, but we were talking about like surrogacy and like what the moral issues with being a surrogate, like, should we just be renting wombs to gay men, to people who can't have kids, like, is that something that is it right to do that? I don't know, man. It's such a hard question to answer without sounding really
sounding
that
really
particular issue. I mean, I think maybe at one time it was my family member, my sister, my cousin couldn't conceive, so I will carry the baby for her, whatever. But now it's this money-making business model and it's just been completely bastardized from what I think would have been a legitimate version of why that would be okay morally. But to what it is now is just a business, and anybody can rent a womb for the right price. It's kind of gross. And I mean, thinking about it in the context of friend, family member, carry their baby, there's still that potentially that mother in the picture, right? So it's not just like, oh, here you go, grew it for you, bye, good luck, child. There's still that familial connection.
Yeah.
And in that environment, I don't have a problem with it. But these rent-a-wombs that we're seeing now with the gay men and that use the babies as accessories,
exactly,
and for social credit points and status and all that, that's gross. It's disgusting. And the children look so upset. It's like, oh, poor baby.
Yeah.
It's literally the new Chihuahua in the purse is what it is. And that's fucking disturbing that children are being treated like that. But color us shocked there because we live in a society that doesn't value children and what's supposed to be the safest place on the planet for them. So color us shocked that they don't care about them outside of the womb either.
Right. So they take their new little Chihuahua pet and they're going to groom it into transgenderism or, whatever the newest thing is going to be when that kid is 2 and can decide for himself or herself what it wants to be. And it's like, it's just gross. The accessorization of children right now and the grooming of children, and touchy subject for me, but
yeah, I mean, I think I don't think it's I mean, and that's the thing is I don't think it's as rampant as like, again, this is the side our side of things that I think occasionally blows things out of proportions in ways. Like, I think it's an issue that's happening, but I don't think it's happening at the rate at which we I wish it's being reported sometimes. So like, but kids seem to be, yes, accessorized, like, hey, look at this is my thing, you know? And there's a question like, what about the ones that don't use the babies as accessories? That becomes the question. The moral question of it is like, I do believe like if a couple really wants to have a child, like, you know, what's to stop them? There's a lot of people, I would say I encourage, you know, families to adopt when they can, because there's these beautiful kids who have been abused or been left behind that need a home. But there's, I mean, again, science is this beautiful thing where you can, you know, people want their biological child however they can, you know, and if they can make it happen, you know, who are we to stop them? But I still think about it. I think about the repercussions of taking out of the sacred duty of, you know, sexual intercourse and love and all that, and just reducing it to, I need to use you because I can't quite do it. And you know what I mean? Again, it becomes like a Handmaid's Tale thing where.
Yeah. I mean, okay. So guilty pleasure of mine. I watched 90 Day Fiance and Jason.
I've seen it. It's pretty good. Yep.
It's terrible. It's garbage. It's trash TV Sunday in my house, but I watch it. And one of the couples,
of both of you.
You should be. I'm ashamed of myself.
Good.
But one of the couples is a gay couple, and they are literally looking through a binder, looking at the picture of a woman, the stats, the background, and all this and that. And, oh, she would work. Oh,
eugenics.
That baby would. It's so creepy. But you were saying, Shags, you were saying that it's not happening at the levels that we see it as being online so much, but we do know that it's being widely celebrated.
Yeah.
Because the people that are, you know, the moms that also accessorize their children with disabilities. I have a kid with autism. The autism moms, the disability moms,
that's
accessorizing
weird.
their children, exploiting their children's illnesses. It's like a Munchausen by proxy-esque type of thing.
Right.
The praise and celebration for it, even if it's not happening at such a widespread. My sister, she doesn't participate in any of those things, but she's so happy when she gets a gay friend. And it's like, why though? Like,
right.
It's like you're accessorizing this like perceived status symbol, and
it
it's
is.
like. But so that aspect of it, I would push back on as far as like how, because we are getting it shoved down our throat constantly, commercials, TV shows. We are being conditioned over the last 10, 15 years, especially, that this is not just normal anymore. This is to be celebrated, and even if they're not rainbow flag waving, pride parade goers, you know, they're still being conditioned mentally to accept it and promote it and want, you know, access to it to get some of that clout, you know.
Yeah.
So it's a weird time. It's a really weird time.
And even if it's not happening at the rate we quote unquote think it is, the fact that it's happening at any rate is fucking disturbing on every level that should make us want us to stomp it out, no matter how many people it's happening to.
Yeah. And
that's permanent damage to those children for the rest of their life. And that's, you know, you can't unfuck that.
Yeah. That's a weird way of putting it, but yes, I hear what you're saying. Well, might not be inaccurate. No, and it's the thing is like, it's an interesting, you know, free speech has its annoyances in that, like, people will say what they want to say, and it's we want free speech, and part of that free speech is the fact that people are going to say things that we don't like. And I've said this on my debates a lot of times, that I'm not here forcing anything on anyone other than I want people to listen to what I have to say about what I think is better for society and what I think would be more helpful and more enriching to their lives. But you have no obligation to follow that. But I do think it would be good, and here are the reasons why. And it's just funny because people think, well, you're trying to force it on. I'm like, I don't give a fuck what you do. You want to go do whatever you do, rock on with your bad self. I think,
but that just the fact that they don't want to hear you shows you how weak their own arguments are, because they can't hold up to any kind of scrutiny. They can't hold up to any kind of pushback. They can't hold up to any kind of testing.
Yeah.
Because then it all collapses as soon as somebody pushes back. So if somebody doesn't agree with everything they say, That's why they call us all the names in the world as soon as you try to have a reasonable discussion with them, because they know their own arguments don't hold water, which is why you talk to people like Luke Radowski and why he talks about everybody in the media, in the mainstream media and the legacy media. They're all alcoholics and drug addicts, dude. Because it's like you can't spew that kind of nonsense. Like there's some part of you that knows it's nonsense.
Yeah.
There's that little divine spark inside of you that I promise is screaming, this is bullshit. Stop. And you're just like, no, I'm going to drown you with more things so I don't feel that what I'm doing is actually bad.
Right.
So, yeah.
Folks, Jess is having some technical issues with her camera. She'll be back shortly. Yeah. She didn't just leave without saying goodbye. That would not be nice.
Man, screw her too then. That wasn't very nice. That's not cool, man. That's not cool at all. Shags gets lonely and it's just me here now. It's like, what the hell is he going to do now? He's really screwed.
Yep. It's BS, man.
It is. It's total BS. But no, I think that's the problem with all of this kind of stuff, is because they're permanently trying to damage a generation. And I'm just glad to see that there's a lot of pushback, and that, it's like even, this one video, it needs to be called out, because this kind of stuff needs to be shamed, and people need to understand that this is not acceptable in polite society. And he's saying, make shame great again, put these people back into their dark little holes of Tumblr that they crawled out of. And, let's not see them for the light of the day for another generation. Hopefully. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Speaking of not seeing things for a light of a generation for the next day. Hey, what's going on?
Hello. I was listening still on my phone. Heard you talking shit.
Go. Dedication.
Oh, 100%, 100% nonstop.
I would have been disappointed
constant.
if you weren't.
Like, she was just like, no, she just put it in the chat. She was just like, fuck you, we're out. And she just left us. So I was like, well, all right, well, screw you too, Dame. Dame's an accurate name for that one. We're gonna bring back the old 20 gumshoe kind of stuff going down. Listen here, Dame. Listen here, Dame. I'm okay with the suits. Dame. There you go, broad Dame.
Is this a real picture?
Yes.
By the way?
God, unfortunately. Why does she have that giant scar across her face? Is that intentional, or is that made? Or is that real?
Microphone.
I think it might be a microphone. Yeah.
It's a stage play.
Oh, it does look like it's taped onto the side of the face. Yeah, I see the tape now. But she
does have a hard, dark line over her top lip that reminds me of what's his name on The Addams Family.
Which one's Romeo and which one's Juliet?
Oh no!
All right, so UFC fighters. Do you think they both weighed in accurately, or do you think she actually probably outweighs him by a few
she
pounds?
outweighs him.
Gomez.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's going to take her out. I mean, she's going to take him out.
Yeah.
I don't want to be mean.
No.
I do.
Why?
That's an ugly chick. That's an ugly chick, dude. Like, it's like she just is. Oh, of course. Well,
Tom Holland's
okay.
dude.
It's theater. So God only knows, but you think the woke degeneracy is bad at Hollywood? Let me tell you about the theater department, homeboy. You know what I mean? So it's like, I can see someone intentionally going, oh, we're going to force this handsome man to be pretended that he's in love with this. What do they usually call it? They don't call them ugly. They call them like non-traditionally attractive.
Oh.
Right. It's their way of saying they're an ugly bitch. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, that's like what they do. And it's like, yeah, that's the kind of stuff. Or who knows? You know what? Maybe she's an incredible actress. Maybe she absolutely did get the part on her own merits. She's going to knock it out of the park. She's going to murder the role of Juliet in the best possible way, not in the literal sense, or it might end up being the literal sense. Or she's a diversity hire. And the worst part is, we live in a world now where that's the first question we ask. And guess what? That's the world that they built.
Well, exactly. So anyone who's questioning it, they're like, oh, it's because you're racist, or it's because she's black. It's like, no, on the hiring side, they look at it from, well, we have our vice president. Our vice president's going to be black and a female. Okay, that's your criteria. I mean, not someone who meets it, and incidentally is, So because we know that they're hiring with that, with those goggles, it's automatically a turnoff for a lot of people going, yeah, you're hiring because of this, because you are. Like,
because you've admitted that you're
witness.
doing this.
Yes.
The not so secret agenda from Disney
Exactly.
and all of the leaked documents from like, percentage requirements of hiring certain ethnicities and people with disabilities. Like we've seen all of the leaked documents. We know you do this.
I want to see a meme where they put, I want to see like a Bubba and Forrest Gump meme or something with this, or like
Gumbo.
Well, I was not done yet.
Spoiler alert, she was a ginger actress and they had to replace her.
Oh my God, dude.
Was it really?
No, but you believe it, right?
Oh, of course I did. Dude, my first video to get any kind of traction on YouTube was on the destruction of redheads in media. Because I married one for a reason, okay? Jessica Rabbit, it's all your fault, damn you, woman.
We're not bad, we're just drawn that way.
That's right. Anyway, but yeah, I thought this was funny. I thought it was a UFC fight. Yeah,
dude, for real. Like, why are they standing so close to one another? And they don't even look attracted to each. Like, they don't. There's like no chemistry in this photo at all.
And from this angle, he looks like he's all jacked and like broad shouldered and like strong jawed. Like he looks like he's getting ready to get into an octagon, not like Tom Holland from Spider-Man.
Yep. The bleeps, this is Julia on the left. Yeah.
Well, it's 2024.
Could be.
Good point.
If he wants.
Good point. Oh my God. Yes, that's right, Nightwing. Ginger ladies are great. Ginger ladies are great. And they taste delicious. But yeah, no, that's fucking.
Let's look at other pics. There's got to be other pics. Of
her, right? What's her name? I'll see what I can find.
You'll see the
Do we have
Gomez
her
stash.
The Gomez stash. Oh,
well,
God,
there's always a hard line above her top lip. So it looks like that little, retro 1920s mustache. Maybe
the little pencil mustache.
Yeah.
I mean, did we ask her gender to even begin with?
Can we say her at this point?
I mean, do we really know?
I don't know. I know nothing.
Those are some. That's still a bad, but she's still not. I mean, that's a horrible picture of Tom Holland as well. But it's like got him like halfway between a smile and not. But like, yeah, dude, like she does. She's got like that dark line across. That's just, nah, brah.
He's one of those actors. He looks like he's 14 and 45 at the same time.
Yeah, it just depends on how his face looks at the time, like what expression he's got. Yeah, he's gonna end up being like a William Dafoe kind of actor. I think is what it's starting to look like. His face is going that way.
Let's see,
we've already seen him do drag in that one performance. He did like a Rihanna performance on a lip sync battle or something. Do you remember that?
Oh shit, I remember seeing the clips from it. I think I saw some of the still images. Dear God, yeah.
Just not very photogenic is the problem.
Oh yeah, that's the problem. She could just be ugly. Okay, look, like I'm sorry. Guess what? Some people are just ugly. Okay,
Here, I'll show you this. I'll show you this picture. Well,
get PC, Jesse. It's unconventional.
That shit, dude. I grew up on Bill Maher's Politically Incorrect back when that guy actually had a pair. Okay, like I sat there while Gilbert Gottfried talk about the fact that he was playing Napoleon and he had the most famous penis in the world because of how far it traveled. Okay, that's how I got into all of this nonsense. So no. All right, look, homegirl is ugly. Okay, this is just how it goes sometimes. Okay, it's just how it goes.
Where's this? I'm going to pull up this picture real quick. I'm going to share it from. Where the fuck is it? Sorry.
Like I was one of those ones that like defended what's her face from fucking Little Mermaid race swap. Like everybody was making fun of like how far our eyes apart. I was like, I don't know. I think Homegirl's kind of. Yeah, I was like, I don't know. I think Homegirl's kind of fine. Yeah. Like I wouldn't kick her out of bed for eating crackers. None of the rest of you fuckers would either. So don't lie to me.
There were some pictures of her that came out not that long ago, like in the last few months or so. And they're like, if we saw this picture of her before, maybe we wouldn't have had such a big problem with it. But anyway, but yeah, they're wiping out the gingers.
Yes, so it's a war on redheads, and I will not stand for it. Hey, but you know what? You know who doesn't have a thing against redheads?
Who?
James Gunn. Because guess what? Our dear sweet Jimmy Olsen is a ginger in the new Superman movie. They cast a ginger. So
okay.
See, there you go. There's something. I mean, Perry White's still black, but it happens.
Hey,
I mean, it's not like it was in his name.
A W is a W.
Well, I'll take the ginger over. I'll take the ginger over a Rice Swamp Perry Basin. I mean, honestly, like, it's like, I mean, they literally used to draw freckles on Jimmy Olsen and like all of those comics. He looked like he belonged straight out of an Archie Bunker comic. You know what I mean? Is what Jimmy Olsen always looked like classically and traditionally. So, do I think it's a requirement for his character? No. Do I appreciate the nod towards the traditionalism? Yes, because that's more than we're going to get from anybody else these days right now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'll take the win where I can get it.
Hell yeah.
Can you
Too
guys
much
hear me?
bass in my mic.
Yes.
No, I couldn't hear it. I can hear you now. I need to turn
Something's
this
wrong
volume up.
with my. I think I have to back out real quick, and I'll jump back in.
Ooh.
My browser is frozen, so.
Oh no.
I'll be right back.
Have you been able to see the Aurora Borealis or
No,
David Boreanaz from where you are?
Now, see, I would be willing to see David Boreanaz from space. That would be pretty cool. That would be entertaining. But no, I am on the Gulf of Mexico. I am way too far south to see any of that kind of fun stuff. Yeah. No, if I want to see pretty glowing lights, I go out to the beach and wait for the little algae thingies to come in because it literally will glow in the lights and it's cool. You can watch the waves come in and there's just all these. He really did froze. He's completely frozen. Should I kick him?
Oh yeah, kick him.
Oh yeah, I should because he's back now. Oh look, now we're all alone. Ah, damn it, he's back. Is he still? Oh damn, I thought he was gonna still be frozen. I was like, we'll just kick him again. It'll be all right.
Nope.
But no, we've got these little algae things that like they're luminescent and like certain times of the year when the waves will come in, it lights up like Christmas lights. It's like it's the prettiest damn thing in the world. It's so neat.
Bioluminescent effect of algae. It's really cool. They have that on our coast too, certain times of the year.
Yeah, I love that. So yeah, I don't need a Aurora Borealis. I'll just stick my head in the water and go, ooh, pretty lights. And if I really want to see pretty lights, I'll go out to the national park, grab something from underneath this certain tree. I know where it's at, and then go to the beach and watch all the pretty lights. It's even a better time. So I'm a bit of a myceliophile. I like hunting mushrooms, and it's always fun when you find the cool ones. They have ones that specifically only grow out of dead carcasses.
Oh,
I've
seen those. I can't remember their name though.
Yeah, it's like they call it like the death skull mushroom because it like a lot of time you'll see them growing out of the skulls of dead creatures and stuff like that. But yeah, just something to do with rotting carcasses like activate the spores, and that's the only time they grow. It's kind of wild. And the really fun ones are the ones when you crack them open and they turn blue on the inside. I'm not going to say why.
Okay, you have to do some homework,
right? So.
This is what happens when you leave me alone. I just go off on random tangents. My brain just starts running. So host, or I'm just going to keep going.
So you can't leave him in charge. That's why we can't have nice things.
That's right. Get him that. I'll run around naked and burn the whole house down. I promise. It'll be great.
Lord knows we don't want that.
Not yet. Give me another 6 months. We'll see what happens.
There you go.
Started working out again.
Well, your dick's not going to get bigger. So
no, but if my gut gets smaller, it makes the dick look bigger.
I guess that's true. Oh, then you gotta shave it, and then it's really.
Well,
big, right?
I mean, that's just common courtesy. If you've got a lady that is willing to do things for you, that's just common courtesy to take care of that kind of situation.
Is it though? Let's just. Is it common?
Come on, you don't want to floss afterwards.
The downstairs bush is not attractive. No.
See, told you.
Yeah.
All right. I'm
sorry. I look at it this way. If I don't want to floss, I can't imagine she'd want to floss afterwards either. So
yeah, I have an aversion to, certain body hair.
Yeah.
Both ways.
What about what about chest hair, and all that stuff?
Fine.
Like that's good.
I can appreciate the Tom Selleck thing a bit more as I've gotten older. But for the longest time, I'm like, no, I just don't like body hair. But as I got older, I'm like,
okay. It's kind of weird how women mature, how those opinions kind of change on that kind of thing. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, so that's always the thing. Did you prefer Chris Hemsworth or Henry Cavill with their shirt off?
Oh, Henry Cavill. I mean,
see, that's a man's chest right there. That's a man's chest. I like Henry Cavill. Yeah, that was great.
Men pick Henry Cavill.
True.
That's the pass. I mean, understandable.
Either there are very few men I'll simp for. That's one of them. And I will openly admit that. It's train sponsored by Manscaped. That's what we need, Shags. We need a sponsorship by Manscaped, man.
I know, right?
Go, dude. Everybody else is, they sponsor fucked up channels that talk about really rotten shit like we do. So that's the best part.
Do they? I was going to say they got to be. Actually, it's funny because the who is it? I know people don't like him, but Black Rifle is headquartered in Salt Lake City, and I go to their shop over it's like 5 miles from me, and I go there all the time to do work. And I'm like, maybe I should ask them and see if they'll sponsor the channel. Send me some swag. I love their merchandise. They have such good shirts. It's expensive though. Holy shit. What?
that one got
jealous. The lady is doing things with the Southern tool. You'd be a fool not to skip it. Yeah, it's true.
I love our chat. Oh, God bless you, Mr. Drow.
Yep. The one thing men can say and not sound gay is when they want Henry Cavill extra high tea on that.
Yeah, there you go. That's how you. Yeah, extra high tea. Yeah, that's extra high tea. I love it. Oh, that is great.
What else? What did we miss? Did we miss anything from this week? Anything else worth chatting about?
We got the guy at the gas pump. We got the boobies at the portal. We got
Rings of Power got ratioed. House of the Dragon. Everybody's excited for that.
What about that one hoe who got mad because the guy was like treating her like a bro and Call of Duty? Or what game was that?
Oh yeah, that chick who intentionally she unmuted the guy. Yeah, she unmuted the guy and she was like, "I'm doing this just for content." And it's like, okay, so bitch, yeah, so it's like, bitch, you're admitting that you're being harassed and you have a way to stop it, but you're going to allow it because you want to make content out of it and try to grift off this shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. And she did.
Oh yeah, and then she got roasted. She got ratioed the shit out of on her own tweet.
Good.
It's just
I say the world is healing.
It is. It's really, I'm not even surprised anymore at the stuff I see on Twitter and like the manufactured outrage. Cause like, should people say rotten shit? No, you know, but people are going to say it. And I don't know, like the way I see her react to that, like, oh, she like control deletes out of the game. It's like, what would that prove? You stayed there. And to be quite honest, all these games, they allow you to like mute people. Someone's being shitty, mute. See ya, let them talk to themselves. I do that shit all the time. You don't have to be
kick.
Yeah. Like use it, man. Like what the fuck?
My stream, my choice. I mean, come on, exercise your right choice, lady.
Dude, I've had douchebags jump in my Helldiver stream that just want to blow you up and take your shit. And I'm like, nah, motherfucker, bye. Like, I'm not going to have that nonsense. No, it's my fucking...
But no, I'm a women victim. Where? Simps.
That's all it was.
Unite.
It's the Victim Olympics.
I can't stand it. And, you know, it's fucking shitty Twitter. It's not real life. It's just people manufacturing outrage to get clicks and ad dollars and whatever else.
It's also indoctrination too, because like what was it? That chick that was on Tim Pool that's like the big advocate. She's the one that called in on the Disney call demanding Disney pay for detransitioning as well as transitioning, right?
Oh, right.
And she talked about how like it's mental manipulation because they'll do that. They'll do all the virtue signaling and they'll do it where the more issues you have, the more points you get, the higher on the hierarchy you are. So it's a brainwashing tactic because it convinces these people that are even on the outside of these groups just kind of looking in and wanting to feel accepted in something that, well, hey, if you have more of these problems, you know, you move up in the hierarchy. So it's a brainwashing tactic as well as just these people being crazy out there on the internet too. They're trying to go after the ones that are vulnerable that they think can convince about this kind of nonsense.
Yeah. I think that's like my biggest gripe with it all is like the brainwashing or just like outright lying to people about what is actually going on. Like, because again, some people just aren't savvy enough. They see something, they don't even think to question it. They're just like, oh, that's what it is.
Well, and that's what happens across the board with any digital media, right? So this happened with this chick. What happens beyond Twitter? Articles get written. right?
Yeah.
And then other people that aren't even on Twitter see an article, take it at face value, and run with it. There was something about helping the marketing department for a startup that I worked at, and I helped writing blogs. The blogs didn't have to say a whole lot of nothing, but what happened was it got pushed. The website got pushed. And the more I learned about how the internet works on the back end for marketing purposes, it made me feel so icky about everything about it. It's like, now everything I see is through the lens of, oh, this is manipulation on so many levels. It's not even just, oh, this article isn't true. It's like there are so many back end other things that are being published to push that thing to the forefront. And so everyone just goes to page 1 of the Google search, right?
Yep.
Oh, the top 5. I'm going to look at those. Well, the top 5, well, obviously this is the most relevant. No, people pay for the information to push them to that spot.
Exactly.
And these articles get
It
pushed to
literally
that
says
number
sponsored.
1 first page spot. Not even staying sponsored, because they can do it organically,
Right.
with style, you know, if they know how the spiders on the back end, you know, crawl across the web. So it's just really gross, but that's going to be what people see on the front page of their searches, right? That's what's going to get pushed on Yahoo News, and it's going to be, this is fact. So it is, while we do see the majority of it, the bullshit on Twitter, and if we just log off Twitter, we're not going to see most of it, but normies who just, oh, what's the news today? Oh, wow, that's horrible. You know, read the headlines on the first page. And it's like, there is more of an effect, and it's not isolated to Twitter. So these things do matter when they get called out and ratioed, because it's like there's more data and more comments, and that, you know, kind of pushing back on the other side.
Yep.
To me. So.
Also, it's weird too. It seems like a lot of what happens is this weird cycle of someone puts out a news story, and then it becomes this tennis match of it being false. But then the other side's like, well, that's white supremacy, or that's a problem that you're calling that out. And but you know what I mean? Like there's this weird volley back and forth until finally people forget about it. And you even said too, like another big problem I have is people not reading past headlines. Like, I mean, I don't know how many times I've seen articles shared on Twitter, gone in and read the articles fully, and people are totally wrong. Like, you didn't even read this. This had nothing to do with what you're talking about. Like, you might not like who posted it, you might not like whatever, but I was like, what's in this article is not, like, it's a clickbait headline. You know, it's just made to make people mad.
They'll have some wild, salacious headline, and then a paragraph and a half of nothing that say that maybe something happened. Maybe there's no references, no, you know, links to other places to verify or back up. It's all just bullshit. But the headline's out there, and that's what people read, and they move on, and they spread it verbally.
Yep.
It's a weird time. I know we keep saying that, but it just keeps getting weirder.
Yep. Yeah, Mr. Drow said the Stellar Blade articles on gaming sites, they may have had clickbaiting titles, but they praised the game for the most part. Yeah, no, that's something I commented on and was talking about last week, because there's stuff getting shared about this versus like Hades, and I'm like, you guys are wrong. Like, these gaming sites, like they praise, like there's certain authors and writers that are making comments about the outfits, no doubt, but like as a publication, IGN or whoever, we're actually writing fair articles on both games that explained in detail why one was good, why one was bad, and vice versa, and they're very fair. So like these, again, if you're going to report on something, that's fine, but at least be honest with the reporting, because especially if you're, you know, especially in our sphere, when we're very highly critical of one side, you just got to make sure you do your homework, so then you don't look dumb just like the other side is. Don't make the same mistakes. So
agreed.
Sure.
What the hell was I gonna say? I don't even know. I totally lost my train of thought. Yeah. Well, I think we covered it tonight, guys. This is a fun night. It's a fun Wednesday. We have a couple of memes from Release the McCracken. I'm going to show. Got 3. Legion of Memers, I need you to step it up. We got to get back to meme level 1,000. We are on meme level 10 right now. But McCracken, you keep us rolling, dude. I appreciate it.
Do we have any memes?
There's a couple on the Midweek Hump thread. Let me grab it real fast.
That's a floss after sex. Nice. Nice. Nice.
Got him.
Last week. Oh, there's this one.
Oh no.
Oh dear God. I love it.
Oh,
Holy
thanks.
shit.
I hate it.
Oh, that is
awful.
horrifying. I didn't make this, but I had to share, says McCracken. Oh, that is horrendous. Holy God.
That's nightmare fuel.
I have a feeling that this one might have music that will.
Sound of Music.
Is this the Sound of Music? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So. Well, that's public domain at this point.
No, it's not. I just got copyright claimed on it.
That's funny.
Yeah, McCracken, you gotta change the music out because they hit me last week for whatever was on.
That's funny. Well, just keep talking over it. You'll be all right. That is fucking funny.
This AI thing is crazy. Like he's put some pictures on
people. AI.
Yeah.
You kind of looked like Post Malone there for a second from the side.
My beard never translates well to AI shit ever.
Nah. None of ours ever do. Especially if they get too far past our like actual face, like it can't handle the beard anymore.
Yeah. Oh my God, my childhood is ruined. Nightmare fuel. Well, thanks a lot, guys, for hanging out tonight. It's been a fun Wednesday. We had a shortened crew. Jess, thank you again for being a part of the panel tonight. What do you got? What do you got coming up for everyone to check out?
Tomorrow, I'm just goofing around on a live to make dual blade scrapper Britney Spears on City of Heroes for fun. And Sunday, I'm doing Starlog Diaries. We're revisiting The Measure of a Man with Tiny But Fierce. She's going to be my second chair.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. But that's all I have on the books for now. But I have more stuff I'm working on the background, especially for the new true crime channel and all that. So, yay!
Nice.
Thank you.
Jesse, what do you got coming up, bro?
Tomorrow, and I guess by definition, because of the time zone I'm in today at 11 a.m., we'll start my birthday stream and my first official monetization stream. Nice. On the new Common Nerds channel, since we got monetized over there. So I will be sending out all of those links in the morning to remind people that need to be reminded the day of Culture Casino. And then maybe even Quarterback Garrett, if he's still out there lurking, we might have to remind him too. But as well, so we're going to do that tomorrow morning. I don't know, we'll see how long that goes. But yeah, we're raising money to move. So come hang out with that because we have to move at the end of the month and we're still trying to find a place. So come help out with that. And if we can get past the move, then we'll try to see if we can make it to Dallas. But we got to get past the move first. So if you guys want to see me in Dallas, you're definitely going to have to see if we can get past the move first. So come hang out tomorrow. Should be a good time. We got a bunch of special guests. We got, like I said, all of the new monetization stuff over there. We've got a bunch of new levels for all of that kind of stuff. And I'll have emojis put in the morning for you guys too, as well. And it should be a good time. So we'll play games. We'll have guests. It'll be fun. And we won't have any of Shags singing The Sound of Music. We're not going to have that happen. So yeah, come subscribe to the new. Oh, hold on. Did I hit the enter button? Yes, I did. Okay. Yeah. Come subscribe to the new channel if you haven't already. We'll also be live on Rumble and Kick and everything else. But the goal is to get everybody over on the new channel and have all of that kind of fun stuff happening over there on that one. So let YouTube know that you like what we're doing over there. So yeah.
Nice.
Hell yeah. And make sure you go over to the new Midweek Hump channel and subscribe over there. We're trying to build up that channel over there with some of our past episodes, and we live stream over there, both on this channel and over there to build up some watch hours if we can. We'll be building up some playlists. You guys can help us push towards our watch hour numbers. And then, of course, we got to hit our 500 subs over there as well. And then as we get better at all this and become more savvy, we'll get some clips of the Midweek Hump over there as well. As for me on this channel, you can catch me tomorrow. I have an interview with Dick Masterson. So if you like controversy,
Jesus.
So Ready Set Shag is hosting Dick Masterson tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. Mountain Time for our weekly interview. So check that out. I know it'll be one that not a lot of people will want to join, but in the interest of having conversations, difficult conversations with people you don't always agree with, I felt it was necessary. So we're going to be doing that tomorrow night, and then taking the rest of the week off to just recharge, hang out with the family, do some writing, and then we'll be back next week with brand new interviews. And Gothics will be joining us tomorrow or next Wednesday for the Midweek Hump. So again,
she's awesome.
Yeah. Make sure, and she was actually on Normal World tonight. So if you haven't watched Normal World yet, go check that episode out. It was fire. And that's it. We'll check you guys next week. Really appreciate it. We love you guys. And we'll see you next Wednesday. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Thanks for the follow, Mama.